Yes, episode 14, Akuma and Izami.
Ooh, nice name. I think it's a sword name, that actually.
That's what else I need to know.
Those are cool names for the Oni.
Does anyone speak giant?
I do.
No. As much as I want to, no.
I can cast spells too, so. But...
Yeah. I can cast
that's
spells
fine.
on other people as well.
I mostly need to know if you speak it natively, so if I need to translate initially, or if I can just do giant speak initially. James, when you say Professor has it, do you have the proficiency in the language?
Believe so. If it's an element, it's one of the elemental languages, right?
Nope.
No, that's primordial. Giant is its own language.
Giant is giant, like dragon.
No, I mean it is. So dragon and giant are elemental languages because I took proficiency in deep speech and a couple of elemental languages and primordial.
Oh, okay.
When you say elemental languages, are you saying you've yet to choose them?
No, I've chosen them. I've got them all written down, right here.
Giant is one of those.
Deep speech, draconic, giant, primordial, common, and where's that one only half written? I'll work it out.
It's one that's half written, but giant was fully written, so it's fine.
Okay.
I think I get draconic anyway because I'm a kobold.
Yeah, I think you do actually. I think you do.
Yes, Keely?
Regardless, I have it. It's here somewhere.
But giant is not one of them. But I've seen a lot of fucking languages.
Yeah, you went with like the archivist or something background because you live in an archive.
If you include these can,
Animation.
and common, I have 7 languages.
All the better to pick up secrets.
Yeah, I have 6 languages.
Okay, so
I think Katie's currently only coming through Chris's mic.
Yep.
Oh fuck!
You've not been pushing to talk. Yep.
Right, I'll get over that. I just keep forgetting when we're not.
There was echoing.
Well, that you're gonna have to put up with.
It doesn't pick it up on stream, so.
As if I hear it.
Yeah, which I find fascinating.
Yeah, it doesn't pick up on recording. Chris bothered me by making me listen to my own voice one night, but apparently, even though the point that we loaded in was someone saying there's echoing, we couldn't hear it over the actual recording of the stream. It was really weird.
Okay.
Mine, you can definitely hear it because we're live now.
We've been live on mine for a bit as well.
20.
But right, that means the professor can translate.
Yes, I can.
Got really loud.
If it becomes relevant. Because I'm assuming the professor. The problem is it's James, which means inevitably there's a chance that they just want to tell the party something. Any other member of the party would happily share, but the professor. God damn it, James! Why must you play such secretive characters?
It's fine. As soon as Alvina finds out he can speak giant, she'll just go, What are they saying? Bang! What are they saying? Bang! What are they saying?
Seems legit.
Alright, welcome back to the world of Alterra, episode 14, Akuma and Izami.
Sorry about that, my Discord.
Already heard that bit.
Great sword.
The name of it.
They did on my sword.
Yes, well,
Because I started as soon as
Okay,
you
we're getting
started saying
started.
that.
Who is Akuma and Izami? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out when
Definitely
they
the
say
only
each
though.
other's names. I don't know, it's not really a secret. The names mean nothing.
They're very Japanese sounding names, so I'm guessing it's the demons, the Oni demons.
Only demons based on Japanese mythos. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Although to clarify, they are giants for those watching.
Yeah.
But yes, welcome back to another episode. Previously, the characters managed to make their way following the trail of the Oni who had seemingly stolen the Void Arcanite propellers from Zormir and the party's ship, having dragged them down into these underground caverns and tunnels where the party have encountered Titan worm stomaching, burrowing through the earth to attack them. After a horrifying escape, they managed to flee from a dozen different worms attempting to eat them, and eventually come upon this red light into what appears to be some form of either workshop, laboratory, or some underground cavern that is being decorated with giant-sized furniture, where they have come across I can't actually remember if the party is aware of what Onis are. You at least have vague notions of what they are, even if you haven't met them. And the professor and possibly Gwent is at least aware of there being an Oni presence in Titan Guts, only it's normally kind of isolated to the west side of the area. And they appear to be hammering in two of what appear to be the Void Arcanite propellers into the eye sockets of a presumably dead, and if not, then definitely soon to be stone giant.
Regretting its decision. Oh, please, can it be still alive? Then I can nick its intestines for the giant belt or whatever I need for it.
No,
I
it's
think-
dead. It's
yeah,
dead.
I think that we should, as a Twitch stream, draw the line with torture. By
It's
by
not
way of
torture.
hammering.
It's
Dude,
putting
it's
it out of its misery.
it's torture. It's hammering literal spikes into its eyeballs.
Well,
I was
to be fair-
was horrified.
We will very unlikely ever actually show torture on the screen. It does at least exist in a mild form as a there is torture. That is it. We're moving on.
As it should be. It is a thing. Don't ask questions.
And it will only be done by bad guys. If the party start torturing, well, that's when I start changing your alignments. And for those who are like, oh, but my character is evil. Well, yeah, well, that's where the party starts to have very strong considerations about you being in their good aligned party.
Beating up the professor doesn't count, right?
We're aiming for cartoon villainy.
No,
We
no,
don't have to
anything
be
that
bad.
counts as friendly or sibling, fun times between aggressive people.
Playful
Yeah,
man.
I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's do a quick voice check. 5 quick seconds. Hey, this is me. This is my character. Wolfie, why don't you start off?
Howdy, I'm Wolf Bane. I'm one of the streamers. I'm playing Albina, everyone's favourite homicidal maniac with multiple weaponry. Yay! I'm adorable.
Beautiful, Zormir.
I am Bob. I played Dr. Zormir, the artificer shifter.
Moo, motherfucker.
Beautiful. Kaylee, you in roll 20?
Just loading.
Okay,
There
fair.
she is.
Gwent.
There she is.
Hey, I'm TR. I play Gwent, the Centaur ambulance.
Kinda.
Now with a car. Lou Grim.
Brum, brum.
Hi, Neil. I play Lou Grimm, warlock
He's already off.
turning sorcerer.
Fuck, he's already gone.
Look, he's already off to find the loot. Assassin.
Yeah, that's me. I am perpetually distracted, as is my character. I'm playing the little shit kobold. I'm here to make trouble and generally make the party and any NPC that interacts with me exhausted.
Albina's great. You're actually giving her power.
It's true. The point.
Hello, I am Ali, and I am playing the Point, who is a dwarven rockstar bard artificer. Yeah, that stuff.
Now on OnlyFans.
Now on OnlyFans.
And OnlyFans. The Professor.
Yes, hi, I'm James. I use they them pronouns, and I'm playing the professor who uses any pronouns because they are a robot person, a draconic spirit inside a robot body, and currently the only one who can understand what is what the Oni are saying, and the eventual screams of the stone giant as it wakes up. There we go.
Jesus.
Right, the Stone Giant is dead. For now.
And now.
And I'm Chris
I-
McKenzie. I am your DM for the day. Let's get into episode 14. As you'll remember, a few of the party
Can we
members attempted
just-
to sneak forward. Yes, Bob?
Just before we go too far in, this showing on stream close up of the character tokens
Oh,
now.
yeah.
The new improved character
yes.
tokens.
I'll zoom in
Yes.
as well so you can zoom in my
Thanks.
own.
Good
Yes, that's
point.
true. Speaking
Yeah,
of which,
we're
bit of
becoming more and
bookkeeping
more
to start with.
professional.
The point, as you have yet again brought additional fun and imagery to our game, you gain an additional destiny point to start the
I
session.
think I'm maxed out
It's not
anyway, so
fair.
I'll have to start using them.
Honestly, like,
You're up to
great
3 now.
homework.
I-
God's
I-
sake.
I would accept it. Unfortunately, I'm also maxed out. Oh dear.
I mean, I could use an extra one. I burned through them.
I use
that you do.
you do it.
There's book you as well, even though
yeah.
they're not here.
Yeah, fuck you. We are missing a goblin today because they're getting their ass kicked by side effects from booster, essentially. Unfortunately.
Yes, they will hopefully be with us next week. But for now, we're all good to start.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just wanted to show a quick.
Yep, that's fair. Thank you for I completely slipped my mind. There's something else. Oh, I already asked for the giant stuff. Yeah, okay, I already finished there. It's my booking. Okay. So yes, previously a few of the party members, particularly Zormir and Alvina, and I think one or two other people, attempted to sneak forward. Unfortunately, I mostly just remember how bad some of these rolls were. You were unable to kind of peek around and get a glimpse of this scene without drawing the attention of the two Oni figures, which look a little bit different to the icons I've got here. One day I will branch out into NPC monster design, but until I can put a lot of downtime into art, for now we're just going to go with Theater of the Mind. So, as you look at these two, or you catch a glance at them before they kind of vanish into thin air, you notice that they have this kind of pale light blue skin with a chest with what appears to be almost like the similar red stone material that makes up the walls around you, the mithril-like material, but incredibly thin and almost seem to have woven into a chainmail tunic around their upper torsos. You've got Izami, the right-hand one, has a feminine presenting Oni. The Akumi is a more masculine, larger, male presenting Akumi. And with their bare arms, you can see what appears to be glistening golden ink tattoos up and down their left and right arms.
Okay.
As well as the professor hasn't completely caught sight of them yet. It's just Zormir. Zormir, what was your passive perception?
My passive perception is 16.
16, but you will have disadvantage because of dim lighting conditions, so 11. You mostly just catch sight of the tattoos and the kind of golden glimmer that's coming off them. There appears to be kind of black ink, but there's a large concentration of what appears to be almost golden crystal dust in the ink that gives off a more golden image to the tattoos themselves. And that's what really catches your eye in the kind of red lighting of this cavern.
Alvina's got knows about weird tattoo stuff. Does she know anything about it? She's got her eyes don't care about dim light because of the eagle.
You'd at least see them.
Okay.
I don't believe your character has spent any time in Sigil or anything, and Fantasia wouldn't have this technology. Okay. So unfortunately, while they can perceive the tattoos, they don't mean anything to you. To Zormir, did you say you had spent time in Sigil? We know we were talking about Sigil soul crystals. Did we establish if you'd spent any time there? Or have you done any planar traveling?
Well, he's an investigator and he would been getting trained in that, so he's probably done some form of traveling about. And he would have had to travel to some places to get the materials to make the airship.
That's fair, and I assume you'd probably be in good relations with Arcane Academy down in Akuma, south of Steamforge, which, if you did get in good with the professors, does have a way to access Sigil, or Copper, which is what the city's name is in Alterra. And give me an Arcana check to see if you actually recognize these tattoos.
Come on, Zomi, get a good roll.
12.
12. There is something familiar about these tattoos. They seem to kind of radiate arcane particles, and they have that kind of glimmer of. This actually kind of reminds you of kind of Arcanite glimmer that you see in Spell Scroll ink.
So the point, I just double checked. One of their artificial infusions is spell wrought tattoos.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if they can see now, but I was one of the people who went forward. But...
Yeah.
If you're one of the people who went forward and made a stealth check.
Yeah,
I was.
I also have a spell wrought tattoo.
You can't see him though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, when you next cast sight of them, you also. But the point, since you are an artificer, this is more applicable to the point. Then you would recognize this as arcane tattoos. They are done with magical ink that allows them either to effectively do magical effects or to hold spells, or depending on how it's kind of formed, it could do a number of magical features. Unfortunately, some of it's being cut off by the armor, so you aren't able to perfectly kind of read or see it. And more importantly, with the failed stealth check, the Oni are going to immediately kind of take cover around this wall and are going to cast their invisibility. So you aren't able to fully kind of spend time analyzing them, but you are aware that they have some form of arcane tattoos on them, and that they are very clearly spellcasters of some variety, or at least magically inclined.
They are magic in some way.
Yeah, magic in some way.
If the point could describe them, would Lou know?
Maybe if the point had more time to actually see them. But unfortunately, you guys are limited on how much time and exposure you're actually able to see them before they're kind of taken away from you. It's only really a glance before they only kind of look up, see you, and they're immediately like getting out of dodge.
None of us happen to have that photographic memory feat. See him, do we?
Nope, nobody who can currently see.
Yeah.
I'm also going to have the two Hydras a little bit behind the party off the map. They can come onto the map once people have moved out of the way. But for now, they are currently in the cavern, since I just assumed they were not stealthing forward.
They were not.
Given they are giant Hydras. But that's why they're currently just sitting at just under the area you guys are on the map, because I'll bring them in when applicable. But with that, since this is a potentially hostile situation and they only have taken immediate kind of defense procedures, go ahead and roll me initiative. And this is mostly just to get you guys into a kind of order, so I can ask you what your immediate inclinations are. But it should be noted, they haven't immediately attacked you yet. They have taken defensive procedures.
Jesus, 10 with
that was nice of them.
Gone twice for some reason, but I'll take the first one.
Take the 23, I think.
Yeah. Have I got advantage turned on again somewhere?
Oh, actually, you might. Give me a second. 1 second. Sword.
Chris, I did roll stealth. I rolled a dirty 20.
Oh god, there goes another one.
For stealthing forward.
So you two catch sight, and you are aware that these are arcane tattoos.
Only Alvina gets advantage from the sword, unfortunately.
Can I use my reaction, so my first round reaction until my turn, to identify what the tattoos do, what sort of rarity maybe that they are?
You're only seeing half, and you aren't an artificer, but you do have proficiency in Arcana, right?
I do indeed. I have expertise.
And since you are at least aware of the technology and you have one yourself, go ahead and roll me Arcana check. I'll let you just do this one for free, no reaction required.
Cool. I can't access my token, by the way, my new token, because annoyingly.
Did I not assign it?
Yeah.
I can't. That's the one you've not assigned to anyone.
I signed them all, apart from this one.
It's because that one's new. It's the newest one of all. There we go. Go. An Arcana check. And it's not related to whatchamacallit?
No, it would be arcane in nature.
So, where was it?
Damn.
Crit. Shit.
Okay,
Nice.
28.
28.
Boom!
I know exactly.
Remind me what your tattoo does. Let me see if it's actually similar.
It's the same one.
Mine is actually just a disguised self tattoo.
A disguised self.
To blend in with.
And
so it's
where did you get your tattoo?
Oh no!
Because you're not an artificer yourself, so you would have had to get it from somebody else.
Maybe I met someone in my travels who, although.
Well, would you be opposed to a Oni mage?
There's probably an ogre mage in because they ally occasionally with the Noids up north near what's it called? What's our base? I forget the name of our
Bastion.
base, but Bastion. There's probably at least one or more arcane.
Okay, so a kind of renegade Oni mage in Bastion. I can see that. Then yes, you not only recognize this, you've actually you have friendly, I'm going to assume, relations with an Oni mage who used to live under the thrall of the Oni King in Titan Guts himself, and is a tattoo monger who gave you your tattoo as a gift and a sign of friendship after you helped them out with something that we can flesh out later.
Cool.
But
yeah.
they, during your kind of growing friendship, they told you about their life under the Oni King, which, well, we can. I'll give you advantages on recollection, a history check for Oni King later if it comes up.
Yes.
But told you of the various tattoo artistry that goes into the ink, and more importantly, with the Glimmer of the Gold, told you about a very rare form of arcane ink that unfortunately they weren't able to give to you, but this is specifically kept only for people high up or important in the kind of inner circle of the Oni King. That uses golden arcanite ink that allows tattoos to operate almost semi-autonomously.
Yeah, that's the living arcanite. Golden arcanite dust. I'll quickly sort of relay that to the team that the tattoos might be alive.
Ooh, can we talk to them?
Who knows?
I wouldn't.
Why?
Can we ask?
What have you got
The
against
professor's
tattoos?
tattoo, is it a tramp stamp?
No,
It's
it
now-
would probably be up their wrist.
It's funny. If you didn't speak giant, I could have it say something in giant.
Kick me.
Only tipped. Doesn't tip. Something like that. No, it would be in the shape of actually a dragon. Yeah, it would be in the shape of my junk dragon, reminding me of my.
Healy, did you do roll initiative?
My old life.
Alvina's gonna rip off your arm and keep it.
Yeah. I mean, if the professor dies, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, thank you.
If I die and I'm not brought back.
Okay. No, you said it now. As soon as you
I
die,
regret-
she's ripping off your arm.
No. I mean, give it like
We'll give you a
year.
new one. We'll get
Give
you
it a
new
year.
I did that.
Yeah,
One.
fine.
We'll have a tattoo on it. It'll be a new arm though. It made it like copper or something.
Cool. So I'll lose that magic
That's fine.
forever.
It may have
It'll
some
be an
Sharpie on it, though.
Oh man, look at that! I'm rolling like a beast. 17 initiative.
Nice.
How am I going first?
Okay, so I should bring it up by 3.
No, the point
You're
was
not.
first.
The point's going first with 23.
Oh,
I
wasn't on the thing yet.
Yes.
Got 10.
He rolled earlier,
I
but
haven't selected my token, so I'd be set to re-rolled.
That's
Feel free to change that to 23 if you want to, but otherwise.
Oh, I can. Sweet.
No, please go first. Yes, because I'm making some stew.
Ooh.
That's fair. All right. Anyway, so rolled for initiative. I believe that's everyone now on there. As since you guys failed to get your surprise round, they only have a chance to react before we kick off with initiative. As their actions effectively kick off the initiative, and they are going to duck for cover and go invisible. But to those with high enough passive perceptions, which I believe is just the professor and Gwent, you do notice, if I can actually move the icons around, one of the Onis, or at least kind of a subtle movement in the air that even with the darkness and the red backlighting, you're still able to kind of pick up a slight ripple of a creature kind of moving through the air behind this pillar.
Harry Potter invisibility cloak style, you mean?
Yes.
Cool. Or Predator, I guess, would be a better one.
However, you aren't able to discern if there's two figures or one figure, or if there is only one figure, where the other figure has gone, as they haven't moved in your line of sight. That's the only rippling you could have seen. But that is going to be effectively them to just move and turn invisible. At the point you start off our initiative, now remember the Onis have just gone invisible and kind of gotten into what appears to be either a defensive procedure or you're not entirely sure. But as you move forward or kind of take your turn, you hear subtle clicking noises through the room that appear to be bouncing off the walls. Low and only one or two periodically every like 12 seconds or something.
Okay.
Or at least in the first 6 seconds, because we're going straight to initiative.
Tremors.
Point. Almost like something like clicking their tongue.
Can I So I've got actual mechanical things I want to do as well. But first of all, I'm going to deploy Merida in her healing mode, and can you hold a bonus action?
Oh,
I think
so
so.
interesting.
I assume.
I mean, you can hold an action and a bonus action. It says right there in the name, it's an action. It's just a bonus action.
Apparently, you
So-
cannot hold a bononus action in
Well,
Dungeons and Dragons.
It would be very cruel to hold a
Technicality?
yeah, it would, because it's. I mean, it's written right there. You cannot use actions or reactions in.
It's actually a balancing
one
thing
thing.
because it means you can take your action and attempt to hold your action. It's because it takes your action to hold.
Oh, actually, I can think of one way that a bonus action, being able to hold a bonus action, would be really good.
Mm.
Barbarian Rage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's specifically balanced so that bonus actions can't be held. So unfortunately, you cannot hold a bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'll
Holding Rage would be kind of broken. So.
I'll walk up to there. I'll activate Merida in handheld healing mode, and I'll play her to kind of get to activate her power, which is the bonus action. But as I'm playing her to activate that bonus action, can I kind of repeat the rhythm that I heard of that tick tick? Just see in.
You
in
could
type
repeat the
form.
rhythm. Yes.
Okay, so I do that. I repeat the rhythm whilst giving everyone within 10 feet of me currently.
Nothing.
Not that much. Why did it roll 48 there?
Because you rolled fourth ballista again.
Oh,
You rolled.
As you shoot one of your allies.
this one.
For once, I'm glad I'm not.
I swear I'll get used to using this eventually.
Temporary hit points is 1d8 plus intelligence.
Okay, 8. That's 8 plus 3, so
11.
everyone within 10 feet of me, so that's Zorn, Alvina, Assassin, Gwent, and myself gets
You've overridden
11 temporary hit points.
You're overriding my temporary hit points.
Hey, Alvina needed
Yeah.
it. Alvina's actually still pretty hurt from the.
Well, to be fair, it's also optional if you have higher temp already.
No,
Yeah.
he actually got higher than mine because mine's is only a 9 for my.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Armor.
I'll take yours then.
Yeah, 11's great. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, the point will just keep playing that same dum bum, bum bum, bum bum, bum bum as sort of a dramatic prelude.
I'm imagining it's like like an aerosol can just pops out the side of it, just sprays us down.
Yeah.
All right. Is that your turn, the point?
That is my turn.
Professor, it is your turn.
So I've seen this sort of movement. I'm going to point out to the rest of the party that direction. If someone has a fairy fire or similar spell, that would be useful. And I'm going to, using my meta magic options. Let me just bring those up. Meta magic adept.
Have we tried talking to them?
No.
They haven't attacked us yet, which is a first.
Hmm.
I'm curious as to where this is going.
A good defense is the best. Oh, no, wait. A good offense is the best defense.
A good
Either
defense
way,
is the best offense as well.
Somebody check the professor's wires.
I
I'm on
pat Alvina on the shoulder and say, I believe that this is your time to fuck shit up, as you Noids would say. And I'm going to twin spell see invisibility on the two of us.
Ooh, thank you.
So that I can see them, so that I can avoid them slash cast spells and fairy fires on them next turn, and also so that Alvina can run in and quote fuck shit up.
And Albina can now see everything invisible that's in line of sight.
Yes. And I myself, see invisibility. I believe that's a twin. It's an action. Bonus action. I have very little bonus action. Oh, I can shift because I spent a lot of. No, I spent no soul points.
If you have a
Interesting.
healing word, I could use that.
I already cast a spell.
Oh,
Can't
yeah,
do it.
good point.
Can I deploy my junk dragon as a bonus action and head towards the stone giant and sort of ready to sort of see? Well, no, I'm asking you. It's a find familiar spell. I'm just wondering if I can, as flavor, sort of set it loose to walk along the walls, head in the direction of the stone giant, and essentially provide recon over that area as like a mobile security camera. Because since I can see eyes and I can see invisibility.
Well, it depends. Do you need to take an action or anything to command your find familiar, or is it just a free action?
I think it's a bonus action.
Ooh, I believe it's a bonus action.
I believe it's bonus action.
Yeah, then
I've forgotten.
You don't need to ask me that. You tell me. What does your spell say?
I didn't have it open. Sorry. Then, as a bonus action, my little junk dragon deploys and taking off from the place that my tattoo is on my left-hand side, just deploys from my arm and begins flying through the air, lands on the wall, camouflages, and begins sort of...
what's the movement of your dragon?
It is... I do have that one open, but it's loading.
Apparently, your dragon should have its own initiative, actually, and it does its own turn.
Oh, piss off. Oh.
Apparently.
That's fine. I'll just do it after yours anyway.
Yeah.
It's got a flying speed of 60 feet and a walking speed of 30.
That's a bug.
Then yeah, it can get just kind of towards the edge of this wall here if you want.
Hello. My cat's being adorable, sorry.
Flies off sort of lands there.
Yep, it can claw thingy around the wall. I don't know, it's flying. I don't care what it does.
Cool.
A reminder for the rest of the party, you are currently up on a 30-foot high kind of cliff edge. The cavern itself 30 feet below you, with, as Alvina and Zormir kind of saw when they peeked around and looked down a little bit and swept the area, these massive wooden spikes lined up at the base of the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Pointing up at us?
Pointing up. Clearly some form of defense mechanism.
I'm going to attempt to sort of nestle myself in amongst the wall using my bonus action, my movement rather, and so that we're not all in what I call a fireball clump.
Yeah, the classic fireball zone.
The classic fireball zone.
Disperse.
Which is exactly my plan.
And that's me. That's my turn.
All right, Assassin, it's your turn.
I didn't consider this. I didn't consider this at all.
You want me to come back to
So Assassin pops their head out of the bag.
Yeah,
and
100%
like,
directing you.
Yeah, like it's just like pops their head out of the bag, and it's just like, what's going on? What happened? People are making noise. What?
Oh, there's a couple of Onis.
Trying to sleep here.
We just ran away from some tapeworms. There's a couple of Onis over there. Alvin literally just points directly at the Oni hiding behind the pillar.
They are 30 feet up, kind of eye level with the party, kind of floating, one hand kind of resting on the pillar as they kind of peer around and watch you.
Are they gonna fuck?
Alvina just points directly at the Oni's face.
Are they gonna fuck us up? Like,
who knows? They haven't thingy yet.
He's hiding. One of them's hiding. So maybe, maybe not.
I'd like to be hiding too. So
back in the bag.
Yeah, I'll take the Alvina, like, I don't know, like, knock on the bag if you need something, and then just like pat Alvina on the hand and just go back into the bag, I guess.
I'm good for now, thanks.
If you hear me
bag at them.
If you hear me roaring, that's a knock.
Yeah, I figured. You don't seem like the knocking type.
I don't think you want me to knock on the bag, do you?
In that case, Gwen, it is your turn.
I am going to pretty much do what the professor did, but I'm going to cast a Shield of Faith on myself, and then move away from this clump of chucklefucks just to the back here, and use my action to dodge.
I love the symbol, by the way, for the Oni invisible.
I've also placed bleeding eyes on anyone who can see them.
Yeah, that is so.
Alvina, is your turn.
Okay, so Alvina is just gonna dead eye that Oni, and she's gonna. You say it's a 30-foot down. How are these like set up as a barricade like this, or are we talking like Indiana Jones spike trap?
Indiana Jones spike trap.
Okay, Alvina's going to just leap it.
Yep, they're only 10 feet. You definitely have the capability. You would be jumping off a 30-foot cliff. Are you fine with this?
Yeah, she's going to try and like combat roll it.
All right, then go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Let's see how much of your fall you can break.
Destiny in that one.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, that's better.
It's a bit better.
I'll take a 16. It's still rolled a fucking 9.
Okay. I'm gonna reduce it to just the 2d6 from the impact alone, but you managed to disperse most of the momentum as you hit the ground, roll, and that apparently did not recognize. Only take 8 bludgeoning damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The maneuver still kind of exerting you and using up a little bit of your plot armor.
Yeah. Not my plot armor. My spray can of healing.
Oh, it doesn't even take your hit points. Just have takes up your divine or spray can plot armor extras.
I mean, it's gonna just
medics spray on footballers when they get injured.
pretty much what I was imagining. Yeah, actually.
It's spray on motivation. That's cool.
You can do it.
Albina's gonna walk up to here. Still just looking up directly at the Oni. Let's go.
It's now just staring directly at you as well. Really concerned. You start to see its face kind of looking mischievous with a little bit of a grin, a little bit of a hunger in its eyes, watching as the party. And then you just leap off the cliff and start running towards it, staring at it. And suddenly you see its face kind of slack a little bit as it starts to look at you with this kind of both awe and just this tinge of terror.
Hello? Why are you hiding? Just hands on her hips.
As speaking out in Giant, which you're a little bit too far away for the professor to like immediately translate or whisper translate, you hear out, which I guess the professor hiding in a little corner. You can just, with your amazing passive, you just hear, "What the hell are you? You're not the usual Noids."
Sorry, I don't speak. I actually know they're giants, so I'm assuming it's giant. I've talked to giants apparently before, so sorry.
Yeah, it's got a harsher consonants that you associate with the giant tongue.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't speak giant. I speak Elvish. I start to go, do you speak Elvish?
Oh, you're not gonna do Grognar did. It's like, start speaking all the languages you know. And then get attacked.
I literally just say, oh yeah, no, I am basically do that. It's like, I speak Elvish, I speak Common. Do you speak either of those?
Just say hello in every language you know.
Is there anything else you would like to do for your turn?
I will stand there. I will basically just ready action to do. Probably just dodge, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just be ready to base. I'm basically saying completely poised. If it comes at me or does anything, I'm just like gonna dive. So.
That's fair, because it is coming on to its effective turn, although you do have a support round. Is there anything you'd like to do for your support round as of right now?
I'd like a dice from Drax.
I think Drax technically has a limit on his range, and normally it's not an issue because he flies around the battlefield. But given how far out into combat you are the only person he's not willing to go up to.
Could we have fuck you do something like bardic inspiration or I can't
heal.
I can't remember. Yeah, if I know fuck you has a couple of like I think healing word or bardic inspiration or even fairy fire could be very useful in this situation, or dispel magic.
Given that they are a bard, I will give them two abilities for their support. They can either give a bardic inspiration because they are a bard, or I will let them just randomly show up and stab someone in the back.
All right.
They have a backstab and a ally taunt.
They're kind of far out there as well, so they might not be able to do anything to help them now.
To be fair, allies and support positions are irrelevant on the map.
You know what is Drax is just really far back and doesn't want to go towards the giant invisible Oni.
Yeah, Drax's one is only for roleplay.
You can't really blame him though.
Like Fokyo has no qualms about sneaking over to his allies because he does all the time. But yeah, I can at least have Fokyo kind of just peek out around the corner. Apparently, already having seemingly somehow gotten down and ahead of the party. No idea how.
Just scrambled down the side of the wall.
Give Alvina a bardic inspiration die as they go off to keep going through rubbish and treasure.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember what Fuku's bardic inspiration die is? Is it a D6 or D8?
I'm going to assume it's the D8 because I have all of them written down. All the times that Alvina's had bardic inspiration, I just have keys. And one of them is a D8. I'm assuming that's Fuku because I think
let's go with
D8.
Yeah, I also think they are amazingly somehow.
The points are D6 because they're not full bard.
Yeah, I have the drag.
Alright, you don't need to rough it in the point space.
I'll be full bard eventually.
All I'm saying is, it's not every bard is full bard, and that's
but yes,
good.
Alvina.
Yeah, I have a Drax help die, a Bard D8, and a Bard D6 die section on my character sheet.
Oh, that's great.
As long as you know what it means.
Yep.
As you're doing that, and with your extra bardic inspiration, it's now Akuma's turn, who's just staring down at you, and you kind of see him kind of staring at you, looking over at the party, and then looking back down at you, and you kind of see this strange emotion kind of flash across his face, a mix of either disgust or revulsion, hatred or annoyance. You're not quite sure what, but something in that general negative area of emotions, as he seems to almost huff. Fine, I'll speak your dirty tongue. Ugh, I'm somewhat proficient with it. It's not hard, it's a basic language.
I agree. I really wish I'd learned something better like Giant or Dragon, but I'm really sorry.
You don't look like the normal marauders from the rebellion. Who the hell are you? Or who in damnation? No, they wouldn't even do that. That's old curse. God, when you have to remember what curse languages different races use.
Just say, who the fuck are you?
Who the balls are you?
Well, gotta add flavor here, James. God.
Who in the Aurora are you?
Who in only God are you?
Who in the elemental chaos are you?
I'm Alvina. Hi. We kind of showed up here. By the way, those are ours. The things you just nailed into that giant's head with your friend over there. Hi. I literally tilt and just wave.
Now with your new vantage point and your seeing visibility, you just see the other Oni very quickly kind of moving around the what appears to be massive slab forge of some variety, pulling various levers and concoctions, the massive kind of hammer above them being rewound and reset, clearly still just kind of like power ahead of whatever it is they're doing over there.
Yeah, I just wave and go, hi! Why are you doing that?
They're ours now. If you know what's good for you, you and your lot will back away and leave, or things are going to get delicious in here.
Oh, I like food. I
Chris,
just like Alvina licks her lips.
Of course you do. Are we? Is this the mask presenting one or the fan presenting one?
Akuma is the mask presenting one, a slightly larger build. Although both of them are incredibly muscular, and you can see from their arms they're incredibly toned and high def.
Akuma.
I don't know what that means.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes, and we'll have heard some of the conversation then.
Now that they are speaking common, for those with a decent enough passive above 10, just regular 10 because they're using on sound here and this won't be affected by light, you can hear. For anyone below 10, I don't know, I guess you need to check your ears for earwax. They aren't shouting, but the cave does echo a tiny bit. Retreat now. Leave our domain or suffer the consequences. Are you fool or are you foul?
I mean, I'm kind of hungry, but I'm not a chicken.
Your excellence would save you. You mock my powers.
I approve, Wolfie.
What?
Fuck's
No,
sake.
I'm just not eating today. Well, for a few hours.
You've eaten so much today.
Look, you don't know me.
Yes, I do. Because I'm the one who feeds you.
Yeah, I've already forgotten the food. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't eaten today.
I see.
You see like a little hand reach out of the bag and like without looking out and just sort of like touching Alvina with an orange, like patting against Alvina to try and like get them to have an orange as like a snack, and
does
then hand
Alvina-
disappears back into the bag.
Does Alvina lack object permanence, but only with food?
I gotta remind them to have their snacks. They carry me about the place. They're very important to me.
And you see Akuma kind of leaving his perch and just hovering 30 feet above you as you're on the floor now, above you, kind of staring down at you. I see you do not know the severity or power of those you deal with. Very well. A demonstration is in order then for your insolence.
Ooh, nice.
As he looks up and cups his hand towards the party. As he begins casting a 5th level spell, becoming visible during the casting for anyone who happens to be in 60 feet and would like to try and counter. Which is pretty much everyone but Gwent.
Anyone want to do it before me?
I
Please?
just realised there's one person who would
I
definitely.
don't got it.
I think
Don't have
fuck
it.
you. I think
I
fuck
can't
you has
remember if I
Damn it.
do.
Fuck you and I have it.
Unfortunately, fuck you is out of line of sight of this one.
I don't. Never mind.
Don't have it.
I don't
Damn
have
it.
it.
I don't
5th level spell. You're
As-
gonna do it?
said
One
I don't.
after another. No, I'm pretty sure the Fester's the only one who has it within the line of sight and range.
I'll counter it then. I'm not going to upcast it to 4, and I don't have 5th level slots, so I'm just going to have to roll for it.
As a 4th and then a 5th circle of magic appears. And Zormir, now that you are looking effectively directly at this Oni, with their cupped hands, you gleam what appears to be some form of arcanite ring. Clearly, the spellcasting foci is a very common type of foci, glistening from the red light on top of their second index finger. But does counterspell require targeting?
No, it's any
Do not
spell
believe
in
so.
sight. I believe.
So that's fine. Professor was not upcasting it, so would need to do a spell check.
No, I'd need to roll for this, yeah.
All right, DC 15, I believe. Let me double check if there's any modifier
it's
on that
10
DC.
it's 10 plus the level of the spell.
Oh yeah, I know that. I was more checking if they only had anything to prevent that. No, they do not.
Cool.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I say it would be effective if he only has magic resist. That's the only thing.
Ooh, they do not.
Yeah, I think that's the
They have
only
magic weapons. Interesting. Apparently
do
they're.
do I add my magic attack modifier to this? Or is it just a spell check?
I'll check.
What is
Because I
giving it?
forget.
Spell 3 level spell fails, no effect catches from making ability check using your spell casting ability.
Then yes.
Just spell casting.
This would be a spell casting check.
Yeah.
That's what a counter spell check is.
But it's not a spell attack. I
No,
add
it doesn't.
because of my
No.
device. I add a
It's not an attack.
It's pure int.
Then no. This
Here
would
we
just be
go.
an ability check.
Then I'm gonna attempt to counter. Here we go. Pacha. Oh yes,
21.
please.
I think you got it.
As the
Lightning.
5 circles of arcane magic shatter, the spell dissolving through the air, and you see the Oni looking directly at the professor now.
Was that
Clearly
supposed to
annoyance across his face.
Was that
My
supposed to
red
happen?
light. Yeah, my red light flashes as I record the Oni's ability.
I just look up at the Oni and go, was that supposed to happen?
Yeah, so the way I counter is especially if it's a spell, I open my mouth plate unhinges and I suck the spell energy almost into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're actually out of line of sight of Alvina because of where you are, so she actually just no idea. He's like, just...
Excellent. But that is Akuma's turn to fly up there into range
my
and to
reaction, though.
cast their spell.
Whoops.
Izami, however, as the rest of the party is kind of focused now on this flying Oni just hovering 30 feet off the ground, eye level with the rest of the party and above Alvina. In the background, you all hear a massive crash of a hammer smacking down into the base of 2 arcanite spikes or propellers. As in the first time since you heard the rhythm has changed. This you weren't expecting to hear another one of these hammering sounds for, if the pattern held, for another couple minutes. But it seems only a couple seconds ago since the last one, it looks like they've switched up the tempo.
Hmm.
As Izumi, as Alvina, if you kind of glance over, you see Izumi now going back, and you can see this massive hammer being risen again as she starts to once more restart the process.
Yeah.
Luke Grimm, it is your turn.
Right.
I see. As definitely looks like Akuma was definitely casting something towards the party. What would you like to do, Lugrim?
I'm waiting
Would
to
you
see
like
what
some
Neil
time to think about it?
I'm waiting to see what Neil does because it might change what I do.
Probably really won't. I'm gonna
Oh,
move.
it could. It depends on what you do.
I'm not really doing much. I'm moving up to here, right there, 30 feet, and I'm gonna cast Armor Agathis on myself.
Fair
That's
enough.
fair. Then Zormir, is your turn.
All right. I'll start off going, what in the bloody hell are you doing with those propellers?
We must get across there.
That would be a secret of the Oni that your basic minds would not be able to comprehend the level of sophistication.
I know, Zombie's pretty smart.
I mean, that Arcanite ring is okay, but I mean, I've seen better. And pulling out the gun, going, I made
Not
those.
a gun anymore.
Well, I
You
make
see Akuma just kind of look quizzically at the strange item you've just pulled on him.
I mean, I made this. I made those propellers you're hammering into the damn giant down there, and I'm gonna.
You expect me to believe a Noid could possibly make and mold Arcanite?
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's his
slide.
job.
I'm gonna slide down
So do
the.
it.
Dive down and Captain America style, use my shield bash to hit the spikes as I land.
Okay. Also, give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. My acrobatics isn't as good as my athletics, but I will do.
There's a certain amount of positioning you have to get right here.
Something you crumple your entire body behind the shield and hope you held your holes.
I do like the energy that Zormir isn't usually the first to run into battle, but now the propellers are involved.
You will still
They're
take
like
10
my
bludgeoning
baby.
damage as you smash into the ground, but it could have been worse.
I'm using my shield thing, bash
Knock
as I
yourself
hit.
up, right?
I'm gonna
It's
expend a
There's a little
charge.
crater in the ground.
So it's would that help in any way to reduce the damage?
I mean, I reduced it from what would have been 3d6 plus piercing
All right.
to 2d6.
Because it's sort of also flashing, showing off the ability with my
Does it do
tinkering.
anything for shock repellent? I'll let you half it to 5.
Okay.
You're still taking a little bit of exertion just from smashing into the ground, but it is.
I mean, gravity's still the same here.
Yeah, like you're still jumping off a cliff. There's still a little bit of a shockwave.
I love the concept that Alvina just like very athletically just dives off the cliff, combat roll, stands up and goes, "Hi, Zomir." Bam!
Boom.
Spend a charge on the shield. And I'll walk forward
Get up, brush yourself off.
toward him, going, well, try and remove my armor. See how good that is. This is all made by me, artificery style. I bet you can't.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
He's a nerd.
Wait, did you just try and persuade him to get you naked?
Strip me if you
it's
can.
Yes.
I'm the bard here.
You sexy Oni. Strip me.
I mean, we have 2 bards in the party.
It was more the claim that you
artificer
made this.
Persuading
Yeah.
to be stripped.
See whether or not Akuma believes your words and how much conviction you have behind them.
But you can't undo this zip.
I'm gonna use Destiny
Oh,
to try and
Oh, okay.
twist this.
God, make it worse. Not one it.
Oh no.
No.
95.
No matter how much just clear like evidence you've shown off with this suit of armor, this strange gun contraption, the fact you've just jumped off a cliff and are walking fine, the strange circumstances for your arrival, and quite frankly, composition of your party, which just screams unusual. Akuma still just refuses to outright believe that a Noid could be an artificer.
Fine then. I'm gonna fire my gun off. I'm gonna fire my gun off at this.
He's gonna shoot him.
Not at him, but I'm gonna shoot and try and knock a chunk off of that. I'm gonna burn
Please
one of my.
miss.
Shoot the dead dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn
No,
one of
don't shoot
my
the dead dude. I need that.
power cells
I
to
double check.
my power
Where's the
cells to make
All of
this
it?
actually
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
a ranged attack again.
Question: Are stone giants edible?
No.
They're a little crunchy.
I'll pick the enemy.
Fine, you can use some kind of rock salts, but
You definitely hit.
So when
See,
you feel
I-
like
I-
lasagna
Pretty
in the
sure if you
microwave,
get psychic damage, it's
the
not going
metal's
to do
still
anything.
frozen.
See,
Okay.
I like them, but their taste is a little earthy for me, you know?
Ah, for fuck's sake!
Ooh.
Psychic
Oh,
damage.
psychic damage! See, I didn't even need to use my power. We all knew it was gonna happen.
Screw you.
All of you, the rock wall begins questioning its life. It's not visible to anyone on the outside.
You need to
Hey.
get that thing fixed.
You can't beat them,
Never-
join them.
It would
Never
still-
heard inanimate objects questioning their life decisions before.
Hey, come
Oh,
on!
no,
You already
you have.
You already killed the door with psychic or force.
It was force damage.
But-
You only depressed the door. You didn't
Yeah,
psychic.
but see, a door
I
is
don't know
a
what you're
made
talking about.
object. And therefore, when it is made,
Uh.
it is imprinted with the concept of what it is. A wall in a cavern does not have the same imprint.
A rock is a rock, no
It's
matter
not
where it is.
to its life.
Yeah.
so given what we think about this place, I'm not going to try and argue this for 4 points of.
Oh, I know exactly what you're
Thank you.
thinking of.
I really should have saved the destiny to re-roll the damage type.
Yeah,
Don't
but
think I-
unfortunately, is that your turn? Do you have a second attack?
Well,
You do. You do, actually.
the thing is, I modified it so the gun would using the vermilion, so it was expending a full charge to fire the full
Oh,
gun,
right.
Oh yeah,
and it would
That's
do.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
then
you shouldn't have done that.
your argument has fallen on deaf ears to the Akuma. Is that your turn?
Let's see, do I have a
Yeah.
bonus action to do
Yeah,
anything?
it is.
I mean, you could
Yeah,
apologize.
bonus action would have probably.
I
been-
mean, isn't a bonus action to shift? I don't. Have we seen what
Shifted.
kind of shift you are?
Yeah,
Are you a
we have, and he
beast?
already shifted. He already
Yeah.
shifted.
He's a dairy cow.
He's a dairy cow, yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
He shifted in the tunnel.
Ah.
You can use your bonus action to pull a little bit of arm off your shoulder, give it a bit of a coquettish wink.
You just take your armor off. It fires off you.
I'm the only one who can remove it.
Well,
Exactly.
there you are then.
Well, we'll do it then.
The point and fuck you could play a nice tune.
There's nothing. No, and that's an action to remove. I've
Alright.
not got a bonus action that can do anything useful other than
It
activate
is now
my
your
field.
support round. The rest of the party see Abigail kind of run forward to keep a grasp of the situation. Drax still just hanging back in the cavern. Be like, oh no, you guys are doing great. It's okay. I'll just hide back here.
I do not.
Oh, yeah,
believe
that's
you.
not good, Dad. What would you take your support round to
That
be?
is a lie.
I have a question,
Um,
actually. Can Abigail, instead of us, because she can do the command to attack thing, right?
Yes.
I've-
Can she do a command to make us do something that isn't an attack?
Can I? I've got an idea.
So I have a plan which Drax might be able to help with.
I have one too.
My plan is to basically pocket sand him with a spice pouch.
Mine's is
I don't
used.
know if throwing a spice pouch up 30 feet above you quite works.
Mine's is.
No, well, it was more the red
Like burn
Arcanite. I
his
assume it
eyes
does
and
something.
blind him a bit.
Like maybe if you're downwind from him.
I was mainly thinking it didn't have to go hit him. It just had to do something.
Oh, that's fair.
Because we're working Arcanite.
What was the other plan?
His throat.
My plan is get Drax to show him one of my memories, consider he stole all of them.
I've got a question. The only are in the faction that are against.
The only are, since they are Giantkin, they would belong to the Primordial faction.
Yeah.
But they are also one of the lesser Giantkin and tend to be a little bit more mercantile. So it's not unheard of for Oni to work for other factions.
Okay. Maybe then.
So not as kind of like diehard of like if they're like an actual giant, they would just under no circumstance would they work with the enemy. The Oni could be persuaded and are not like immediately repugnant to the idea.
They're not immediately like, there's no way in hell I'm letting an Aboleth monster look into my head or put some.
I mean, that's just a good, standard.
That's
anywhere.
where I was going.
Yeah.
Look in your head.
It's like they're not in the same faction where it could be persuaded. I was maybe thinking.
In that
I
case,
still
yes.
can't believe you guys decided to allow a literal abomination from beyond the stars to just have free reign in your minds.
No threat, Alvina.
Hey, we like Assassin.
Alvina.
Okay, Gwen hasn't because it's a bad idea. I'm just.
Yes.
What do you
But the
guys-
professor hasn't either.
Alvina's got all the intelligence of a cabbage patch. She doesn't. It doesn't. There's under no threat from this thing.
Yeah,
What would you
that's
like
fair.
to do for your support round?
The point would like to psychically ask Drax what would impress an Oni. As part
That's
of the
fair.
kind of bardic inspiration thing, but
You, in theory, could get that knowledge. However, that's going to come out of barter as Drax responds back, you gotta pay the mind if you want to get. You gotta pay the toll if you want access to the mind.
You got to pay the toll, so
This is
if you want to
these
get
days.
into this boy's
I
soul.
have no idea. It changes every
It's supposed to
fucking.
be
Yeah.
math. Just what am I doing?
It was like
What sort
very.
of-
It was very proper and calm. Was Drax's.
It's an English mad scientist. Why don't you tell me
Yeah.
what you're willing to give me, and maybe Drax will compensate you in return.
I'll give you one of my songs.
You give me a persuasion check,
It's not a terrible offer, to be honest.
especially for such a minor piece of information in Drax's mind.
Write a song just
Yeah.
for Drax.
Yeah.
I think just one of the bad songs, just
I'm thinking a song from a different world. That's not
It's
awful.
one of-
sure.
It's a song from one of your early albums.
Yeah. When I was still very much in the Merida style, and
But
Yeah.
only because I liked the rhythm of the last one. Well, that's rather a complicated question. Onis have their own purposes and desires. Rarely is the species aligned to any common goal like many of the other giant kin. So it depends entirely on what this particular Oni, or I guess pair of Oni, want. I'm aware somewhat of the Oni King, but they're kind of too non-consequential to the Republic to possibly care. And quite frankly, they're irrelevant to my studies of Arcanite. Although, that Arcanite ring is fascinating, and I am fascinated by what they're doing with these void propellers that I keep siphoning from Alvina's mind.
Yeah.
So I guess ask them.
okay. Okay,
Thank you
that
for
was
using Drax's information services.
that
Please go
was
again.
Now start humming that
not
song
helpful
in your
what I wanted,
mind.
but still helpful. Thank you, Drax. Question mark.
And speaking of which, it's now the point's turn.
Okay,
Humdrum.
so the points
Just
will turn
watching
to.
your mind.
So Azuma is now visible, right? And yeah, we've
Akuma.
had.
Akuma.
So, yeah.
Azuma.
Azuma's the train.
Who is it? Hang on, move him up
Akuma's-
like 5 just so you can see his
There
name.
you go. Akuma's now visible. So the point will start playing a riff on Merida. You may doubt. Let me get his voice right. You may doubt the
Nerd.
skills of our
Nerd.
premier artificer Zormir here. But you have not seen what he can create, what he can bring forth. What light he can summon forth into the world. And the point will, whilst attempting to do a dramatic monologue that I can't, will take out his deck of illusion and throw a card on the floor. Hopefully subtly, maybe not.
I play Pot of Greed.
So I have a deck of cards here, which I'll draw a card from. That is
Please
the
get
Nine of Hearts, which is... A second.
I actually don't remember what the Nine of Hearts is. Like...
Nine of Hearts is an Etin. An Etin shows up.
Etin shows up!
An illusory Etin. Illusory Etin.
Summon Etin. I play Etin in attack mode.
From the very firmament, our good doctor can pull this. Maybe greater giant than you, probably not, but you know, you've been here before, he just pulled this from nowhere.
Eti are weird freak mutants, aren't they? Usually, I doubt they're higher than Oni.
Yeah.
That's like saying this giant, which is a higher rank than you. It's like saying a pug is a higher ranking of dog than a wolf.
Yeah, unfortunately, an N is not higher up. They are ogrekin.
Yeah.
Yeah, real bad.
Oh, hilariously, one of them is an ogre mage.
Yeah, one's the highest tier of ogre.
Oh no.
As Akuma, flying above them, just suddenly seeing an Etin materialize beneath, just kind of looks down, looks between like the point and Zormir, clearly kind of getting into almost a defensive stance. What is the meaning of this? You summon giants.
This is the power of Noid Artifice.
Artificery.
What magic is this? Is it an illusion, a conjuration? A transmutation?
He's just a nerd. This is what he does.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
I'd like to know too.
I'll tell you later. No, Zormir, this was you. You did this.
I don't
wink,
believe you.
Wink. Okay.
Alvina,
I'm making
step, bang!
Ow!
Yes, you have summoned an illusion of an Etin that Akuma is not immediately aware of because he's never seen a deck of illusions, and also he needs to make an action if he wants to figure out what the hell it is. Is that your turn?
DC 15.
Alright.
It's a bonus action to run Merida again, so I will do that just to give Abigail some HP.
Nice.
Yeah, Assassin's over here, isn't she?
Abigail can have 4 temporary hit points.
Ow!
and Drax if he wants to get slightly closer.
Yeah, why not? He'll take them.
He'll take the spray can.
Just floats over. Alright, that's you. The Professor, it is your turn. We'll never know what the Professor wanted.
He's dead.
No, I'm here.
It's like you can hear his voice.
What would you like to do?
Yeah. So, have we actually attacked Akumi? Have you guys attacked Akumi yet?
No, we've been quite nice.
I've spent time trying to convince him.
Argued with Akumi.
Right.
We're taking the diplomatic route.
Yeah, we've never tried the diplomatic route. It's nice to be a change.
Yeah, I got spice these comments
convince
off of
these
that.
people we can. I mean,
it's it's really something that you haven't already killed this guy.
Honestly, Albina's gonna go over and talk to the other one. He's gonna just leave you guys dealing with him.
That's actually what I was about to do. I'm going to move down.
Now, how are you moving? I don't believe you had fly up at the time.
No, I would have had to cast See Invisibility, which I believe is concentration.
Yes.
Let me just look it up.
It's still very handy to have.
More importantly, it'd been an hour since you last cast it while you're going through the tunnels.
You fell partway through the tunnels, actually.
No, I didn't.
Well, they didn't fall, but they would have ran out at the end of the tunnel sequence.
I thought you did cast it to do something else, because you did cast another concentration
Yeah,
spell.
detect magic.
That was it.
See Invisibility is not concentration.
Really? Ooh, cool.
No, it isn't.
Really good.
So I'm gonna. Yeah, it just lasts an hour.
Sweet.
And requires a pinch of talcum powder and a small sprinkling of silver, which
or an arcane focus.
It looks or an arcane focus. Which is
as I said, your fly would have run out at the end of the sequence just because it took an hour to get through that. So you are on your ground for now. You can recast it if you'd like, but what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Invisibility and see invisibility.
Yeah,
you can see yourself.
I'm
Congratulations.
the ultimate fighting machine. Actually, can I get down first in case I fall and just lose concentration on invisibility?
You can attempt to, but that brings the question of this is quite a rather smooth, or maybe not completely smooth. It is possible you could attempt to climb down, but it will take essentially your full movement because you'd have to use a climbing movement.
I will back up 5 feet and jump and try and get to this. Is that a box?
It is a box. It appears to be an open box with a strange fruit in it. Actually, let's have the crystals. It's the blood crystals you previously saw. It's red.
I will try and leap on it and hope it's a soft landing.
It is not. It is crystals and hard.
It's
not going to be so.
If anything, it might be worse than the ground.
Yeah, you're just going to be shanking yourself a lot.
Then I will try and leap and Assassin's Creed catch myself on the lip of the thing and drop down slightly. So
then I'm going to need an acrobatics check from you too.
Not a dex save. As I
nope. This is not a reactionary effect. This is you proactively trying to do a skill.
This is you jumping off the cliff.
Oh well. How high up is it?
It's 30 feet up.
You'll survive probably.
Oh yeah, it's only 3d6
plus spikes.
Okay. Can I try and can I first off roll and see how far I get? Because I want to try and jump as far as I can.
What is your strength modifier? What is your strength score? You'd be doing a running jump, I assume.
I believe it's 14. It's 13.
14 feet. 13 feet.
13 feet. So I could get 2 and a bit squares, basically.
Yes.
So I could, in theory, grab onto the lip of the thing, right? Okay.
Yep.
So you want an acrobatics check?
Yep. Hell, I'll even let you fucking take this little lip of the south wall here and like jump down. If you do high enough acrobatics, it just depends on how your acrobatics go, whether or not you succeed or not.
Come on.
Dice has got to tell the story.
Oh,
fuck. 20!
Professor,
Nice
you can do the most.
My Prince of Persia land right leg on the lip of that crate, left leg leap off the wall, and right leg land on this crate and just keep running south.
Yeah, you can do a flip towards the end if you'd like with that natural 20.
No, I don't want to get cocky because there's no way that I'm ever going to roll 2 nat 20s in a row again.
Yeah, but you're rolling very well tonight.
And that's the reason why you get cocky. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not in a row because you got the counter spell. So it totally works. It's fine.
Yeah, well, still. Cool. So Prince of Persia style, leap, 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 land. And as I land, I'm casting invisibility on myself. And as I round the corner, I'm going to send my bonus action Junk Dragon to assess the situation round here. So it's going to crawl along the wall and just act as a sort of a pincer maneuver kind of thing, camera, in case I need to see other things. And I'm going to approach the Oni that's down here, this family.
All right. She is hustling and bustling about.
Yeah, I'm going to see exact, because that was my action to cast. I'm going to see, unless I can quicken it. Hold on. Sorry. No, it's subtle and twinned.
I just like the fact that you're both invisible, but you see invisibility up. It's quite funny to me.
Yeah, so I can see her. She can't see me unless she has see invisible. Oh, they might have ethereal.
They might have true sight.
Yeah, they might have true sight. Anyway, gonna cast see invisibility just in case, because I don't know if they do, because I'm an expert in aberrations, not giants. And I'm just gonna approach and just see, and I'm still recording, so my red light where I visible would be blinking, and I'm just gonna record what exactly is happening. And then from that, do my robot brain thing and extrapolate, what can I do to stop that from, aside from killing her, what can I do to stop that from happening?
That's fair.
Like i.e., oh, there's a critical cog there, I can just jam a thing inside that kind of thing.
Yep. It looks to be a series of chained levies and pulleys that she is kind of cranking up here and there through multiple points to kind of distribute the weight to lift what is effectively kind of like an anvil hammer above up the giant a sufficient distance, and then kind of smacking down. It's quite a simple system, but breaking any of the chains would obviously kind of unbalance it and would cause it to kind of go off and be ill-functional until it's repaired. I guess somehow cementing or disabling the levers pulley system, breaking one of them would probably be fine. Basically, breaking any one of the points really would work, or at least be a massive inconvenience.
Something like heat metal.
Yeah, quite possibly.
So I'm going to maneuver my dragon to near where those points are then, so I can cast a spell through them.
That's fair. Yeah, you can easily do that. Also, as you're kind of, I guess, peeking around the corner, getting subtle with your approach, the Oni does not turn towards you or anything. She just appears to be unaware of you.
Okay, all right.
Don't worry,
Cool.
on Alvina's turn, we'll find out if they have true sight or not.
Assassin, it is your turn.
We haven't done anything.
Nope, we're still on diplomacy for now.
And I feel like whatever I do will make things worse. It's kind of just who I am.
Not if you offer them an orange.
You've given Alvina an orange, she's eating it while this argument's going on.
Yeah, I feel like there's like you hear like the usual regurgitation noise as the small little squid boy drops out of the bag, holding like an orange and just holds it up to the Akuma. Slightly adorable, but mostly disgusting and horrifying.
Like
Akuma's kind of looking around.
How to train
finally...
You can see one eye of Assassin peeking out of the bag to see Akuma's reaction.
Toothless with the fish and How to Train Your Dragon, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
As you can, as Akuma kind of looks around, looks down at this offering, looks up, sees Drax kind of approaching a little bit, coming into the light to get a little bit of healing for the point. Akuma then looking down like Zormir at the giant. Are you Republic aligned?
No.
Is this an illusion of the mind?
No.
What is happening here?
You want an orange? They're really good.
They are good.
Zormir's this sort of seething that he's not believing him. That he's racking his brain.
This is trickery. This is definitely Republic related. It's the only thing that makes sense. As he looks her, wait, where did the other one go? The one who counterspelled. Izami, be careful. There's a sneaky one.
Oh
yeah,
no!
I'm here. I'm in the bag.
One moment.
Yeah, the voice say. Yeah, he's up there.
I have a question.
Hey, fuck you.
I have a question.
Right.
Is there anything that indicates to a person with see invisibility on that the person is invisible?
Yeah, they're still ever so slightly transparent.
Okay. Then Alvina might not just go, oh, he's over there, what are you talking about? It's like, he's trying to be sneaky, okay. It probably won't do that. Otherwise, you'd be like, what do you mean? He's just there. She's not like, one moment. She's not that dumb!
Tony, wow. Make sure you don't be dumb.
Even all the other checks around the professor are coming off great.
You're welcome.
Just go wait until the professor gets attacked, and it'll either be a 20 or a 1.
It'd be a natural 20 immediately. Let's kill it. Albina just looks around, spots him, just goes, no idea.
But yes, is that Assassin's turn?
Yeah, I just want to make an offering and see how they react.
That's fair. With great confusion. They're not entirely. They're trying to suss out what the hell's going on here, but
I think
nothing like your party's ever been seen before in this multiverse.
I think at this point the little squid starts miming eating it, like it thinks the Oni is dumb and doesn't know what to do with an orange.
The presence of an aboleth and what appears to be a aboleth-like creature attached to some form of sea gobble, definitely inclining him to think that this is a Republic scam of some variety. But Gwent, it is your turn.
It's a scamble, right?
That's not a Republic scam!
there's a difference.
I'm working freelance these days.
Okay, I'm going to dash over to here and then use so much movement to climb down the cliff slowly.
You're not going to try jumping?
That's fair. That will require an athletics check.
Even to climb down slowly?
It's a low DC, but you're still having to climb down slowly.
It's also a smooth slope into a pit with hooves.
Yeah, like it's a DC 10, but there's nope. There's a chance you're really bad at climbing.
What is it about
Gwen
Gwen
gets
falling into
impaled.
Gwen keeps falling into pits
Gwen
full of
can't
spikes?
jump.
This just keeps happening!
You've got 4 legs.
Just
This
can't
is the
jump.
second time!
Horses can jump.
This is the second time he's fallen into a pit full of spikes!
Oh my god.
Not this horse.
I assume you don't have a climbing speed, by the way.
I don't have what now?
A climbing speed.
No.
Oh god, no.
He has a
Okay.
negative climbing speed, actually.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
climbing
really
speed.
bad at climbing.
Negates and bypasses the check, but if you don't have a climbing speed, you still have to make like an athletics or acrobatics check.
Nope, just bad.
So fortunately, while you're trying to climb down, your horse
done is,
body makes it difficult.
What you've done is Neo's first jump in the Matrix.
So confident into.
He's ran off and then got so far and just gone straight down.
Do you have any resistances or immunities
The legs just keep switching out of each other.
to bludgeoning or piercing?
No.
Okay, so this will be mixed. You're gonna have 2d6 bludgeoning, because you did get a little bit way down before you lost your grip. However, you're also gonna take 2d6 pierce. Actually, 2d4 piercing spikes. 2d6,
Double daggers, basically.
2d4, yeah. For 12 mixed damage.
Weirdly
Okay.
enough, the same damage, both times.
Right. I am not, because the
Yes.
armor is going to glow, and I'm going to use my reaction, Hero's Protection. So I'm going to remove 9 damage from that.
Hero pose!
Okay.
Bam!
Nice.
Not very practical though.
You just
It's
do
entirely not practical, but you know, it's okay.
I like how the first time you've used that to be heroic is to avoid impaling yourself.
He does the superhero landing!
I mean, what is more heroic than not impaling yourself?
Superhero landing from Deadpool.
Right, well, in that case, I'm going to use the rest of my dash to get round so I can take a proper look. at this
Yep,
guy.
just
Those
count.
legs.
Yep, just trying to remove myself from the definite splat mark on the floor over here.
Sorry,
Can I
man.
just do a quick medicine check to see if this poor bugger was alive when the thing started going in?
Yes, go ahead and give me a medicine check.
I look up at Akuma and go, sorry about Gwen. He's really bad at jumping into holes for some reason.
No, there's no blood or anything around the eyes that would indicate that he was alive when the spike started being pierced through his skull. As you kind of look over him, he looks like he is a good couple days to maybe a week or two dead. You're starting to see even in giants where it's a little bit different, but you at least kind of know the basics with that higher roll of even how kind of other species of creatures start decaying effectively after a bit of time. His skin's starting to kind of get this kind of strange waxy stone-like look to it, and you can see in his chest where there is a little bit more of this dried I'm gonna go with blue because blue seems cool for a stone giant. Blue blood around multiple small puncture wounds around his chest, where it looks like either multiple spears or javelins or something of a small, thin, stabby, piercing variety has inflicted a great number of wounds to his upper chest.
Weapons of the stabby variety, I wonder.
Weapons of the stabby variety have stabbed him. Long stabby, like a javelin or a spear.
Long stabby. Small.
But he has been dead for either like 5 to maybe 14 days, somewhere between less than a week to more than a week.
I'm just going to shout out to the one I can see. Is this some kind of religious thing, or is it some kind of, evil thing?
Akuma kind of being called over by your voice. For those especially closer by, you can see that he's now looking a little bit more panicked in a way, looking at the Gwen over by whatever they're doing, as he calls over. No. Be very careful over there.
Oh, do you want me to raise him up, back to life?
You can do that.
No, you can't do that with a dead stone giant. There's no way a Noid can do that.
I know he might. Gwen has survived many battles by not being there. I'm not entirely sure what he can't do.
I've seen Noids resurrect people. What are you talking about?
I've never seen one resurrect a giant.
If you are a cleric or some form of healer by the giant red cross on your shield, you might want to help your friends who I'm about to hurt.
Why are you gonna hurt?
Because you're strangers who are invading my domain.
Just leave the one in the arm.
Nah, we got it.
Attack the elf girl, she's fine.
Their house, I don't want to make judgments about your live, buddy, but you may want to, put some flowers in here.
He looks down at the, what apparently look like a bit more tanky members, looks up to the cliffside. What's a good thing I'm going to hurt this lot? Pointing over towards, the point and Lou and Abigail.
Why?
I bet they'll need healing.
I mean,
no, I could do that myself.
Gwent, is that your turn?
Yep, that's all I got.
Alvina, is your turn. Akuma is now threatening to hurt a variety of people at this point.
Stop it, you. I'm gonna go have a chat with your friend over there, Miss, what was it, Izami?
What? No! You're not taking me seriously!
Mrs. Izami, I'm just gonna shove past the professor as if he wasn't there.
At this point, I feel like the squid would have been getting closer and closer to Akuma, to the point where it's now just almost at the point of just shoving the orange into their ankle, just tapping their ankle with an orange, take it.
Oh, before just being dragged away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Izami, upon seeing your approach, because you're actually not invisible, but appear to be able to see her, turns around, kind of cranking more leathers, working away, kind of sees you staring at her and is a little startled and surprised, looks over to Akuma and then looks back at you, and begins raising her arms towards the grouping.
What you doing? I do with a big smile, innocent as hell expression on her face. Really close, because Alvina can actually get right up to her.
You see her kind of stumbling back a little bit, trying to take a couple steps. You just continue marching forward.
Yeah, I've got plenty spare movement as well, so...
She's kind of glancing back at the giant, glancing up at the hammer, glancing around at the little levy system, glancing over to Akuma, glancing back at you, just continually advancing. You can see that even a couple beads of sweat are starting to come down as she's hurrying backwards, very clearly distraught and confused about what's happening here.
We're just standing there menacingly.
She seems flustered, as if she wants to speak but doesn't know if she should, if you're actually able to see her, or...
Yes, I can see you.
But for the terms of 6 seconds, she's not going to respond. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Would you like a food? You seem really put out, and I'm going to hand her some of the tastier stuff, not an orange. I think it might be mildly offended. The other one doesn't seem to like oranges.
Excuse me? Oranges are the tastiest. Now I'm offended.
No, the other one didn't like oranges. Maybe they don't like oranges. So I'm going to hand something else that's quite nice that I forced the professor to buy me. Which I fruit. You seem a bit stressed out. I just literally take some, I don't know, chocolate or something. Whatever they have that's tasty in this world. And, like, offer it.
As you do so, this kind of eventually breaks her silence of very clearly the jig is up, you can see her.
Yeah.
Just, you don't understand, we need to do this. Just go over there for like 12 seconds.
Why?
Would you believe us if we said we'd explain afterwards?
No. That's what everybody always tells me. But I'm very impatient, so tell me now.
No, I can't.
You can.
I won't let you stop us. This is too important. She needs this. And she's gonna turn and start like leaping towards the lever.
Does she count as a humanoid?
No, she's giant.
They count as giant.
Okay, just checking.
Go ahead and give me a grapple check. You can see her. She's invisible. I don't think that matters anyway. It's first time's attack, so this will just be a flat athletics. Can she make that?
Can. I think she's a giant. So.
She can, but she needs to get like a 19 or a 20. Nope. How would you like to grapple her? You do like a Heimlich, almost bear grab or something, or
yeah, grab round the middle and just lift her off the ground. No, tell me what you were doing. Just lifting this Oni off the ground. like the first part of a suplex, but without the actual suplex bit.
Yeah. A non-lethal suplex.
Never! You don't understand who you're dealing with!
Correct. That's why I'm asking. Well, I know your name's Izami.
Let me go and I'll tell you everything!
Hold them there. I got an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Friends when it's my turn.
We gotta wait till your turn. Alvina, is there anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
I'm going to just turn, but literally, I'm just gonna like turn her around essentially so that she is like, I can't move her. So she is basically on this side, so I've moved her away from the levers. It's like, tell me.
Friends is the ideal cantrip for a character like this, because I
but if that is your turn, that's 6 seconds. If you'd like to do anything else, you guys have a support round.
I have no idea what I want for this particular support round. I've got I don't know what I'm doing.
Inspiration.
If possible, could you give me like something that could boost the Friends roll? I'm not sure how Friends works.
Pisses them off after like 5 minutes.
Pretty sure it's it's a save.
Yeah, but like that's our problem in 5 minutes. You know?
I see.
I'll take a Drax inspiration. Arguing with this only about being an artificer.
That's not a bad shout. Yeah, actually. How can I persuade him? Give me social skills.
It gives you advantage on charisma checks with them. Right. It's not safe.
Oh yeah, there's no save. It just automatically happens. It's just that they get pissed off at you a minute later.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's how I make friends. So.
They've gone from panicked to angry.
I gotta move this on
really
somehow.
Should be called acquaintance.
It should be called school friend.
Then a higher level be friends.
It should be called school friend.
But if there's something in particular you guys want for a support round?
I think giving Zormir a Drax one, how to be social, is not a bad shout.
Social 101.
Yeah,
alright,
like how to be social
you have
to people.
a D10 for attacks or ability checks.
Okay.
It is Akuma's turn, and Akuma is looking to. I actually can't see Izami, so it's just seeing Alvina kind of weirdly holding something, like ballerinaing above their head. But it's gonna look back at like the fact that half the party's just kind of gone over towards whatever they're doing, Professor is gone, who they had a beef with. There's this Eton illusion, or Eton in front of them. They're not aware it's an illusion yet. They are a little bit concerned by the presence of a giant here, so they are going to use, I believe, their action to see if they're a threat or not. Try and figure out what the hell's going on there.
He's natural one. This. How this diplomacy is going so far, this would be very tracking.
Which they do have. What is that? Okay, not too bad. They are high intelligence.
They are casters.
They are casters, and they have proficiency in investigation for a 24. So they kind of piecing together. This is either some sort of kind of cognitive psionic ability, or a psionic illusion, or magical illusion. Kind of already being suspicious of that variety, given how they know aberrational kind of creatures or aligned creatures might work. They are able to very easily determine that this is in fact an illusion, and with that, God, the party moves so goddamn fast.
Yep.
Look at you guys, you're already like so far over there. You would need to dash to get to you.
Oh my god,
that's his
I
casual
so
move.
want this Oni. I still want this Oni to just bust out a slow on the party. Wouldn't that just be spectacular? I want more enemies to have slow. That would just be so... Oh, that would fuck people up, wouldn't it? It would be incredible.
Lawful James, still give DM ideas.
Hey man, I'm a lawful neutral DM. I give ideas to the DM and the party.
Same here,
It's
to be
also
honest.
just really boring because it's just you get one thing, that's you're done. It's so boring, and it slows down combat so much. Funnily enough, it's just boring. It's not a fun spell.
I'm a chaotic neutral GM, so I say give everything foresight. Both the players.
He's going to fly up to Lou Grim and attempt to grapple you.
We've got a hostage situation on both sides.
It was just like, whoa, man. Go on.
Personal
You have 15 to beat.
You're invading my personal space.
Chris, so just to confirm, we have it's invisible and flying. It's invisible, but it hasn't dropped when it started flying.
Izami is invisible, but she's not flying. She was on the ground kind of working on stuff, and is now being lifted over Alvina's head. Akuma is visible, but is flying.
Okay.
Izami's currently being carried.
And Lou Grim, I need a acrobatics or athletics check, and beating a 14.
Come on, you got this, Lou.
Yeah,
decent check.
Got it.
Show what Alvina's fitness lessons have actually done good for you.
Oh, 12.
Oh, unfortunately, even with your armor of Agathis, the Akuma is going to just swoop you up off your feet and grapple you. And then as he's flying back into line of sight of the party, can't move that far. Move grid. In one hand, he is going to summon this beautifully ornate glaive and is going to hold the blade to your throat as he looks down at the party. And as Alvina correctly surmised, this is a hostage situation now. Back away. Put Izami down and back away from the giant. If you don't want your friend's blood across the ground. I told you, medic. You're going to need to heal this one in a moment.
I wouldn't do that. He's weird and in a cult.
I mean, you might.
I just want work acquaintances.
Drop your weapons now.
Not
All
holding
right.
any weapons.
Drop Izami now.
Not holding
Right.
any weapons.
Or the first cut is free.
Oh, can I get buy one go free on that?
With the party, is the party, more importantly, is Alvina going to drop Izami? Because I have one attack left, and he's immediately demanding that you release her.
No, she's not going there.
No? Oh, I'm sorry, Lou here. Going to try and, as you're squirming around, I assume in his hands, he's going to try and attack you. Since the glaive does have a one-handed property, because it is...
No. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's only
It's
if it's
not
in its
versatile.
sling form. It's not versatile.
No.
So, is a glaive a two-handed weapon?
Yep. Sit, pull on.
Interesting.
I think it's if they can change size, can't they? In normal D&D, that's why they have it.
Yeah, it shrinks down. I misinterpreted that for the thing, but yeah, sorry. It says it's in a smaller medium form. I'm effectively going to use this as an improvised weapon then, and decrease the proficiency here because he's not using it properly.
I'm also not at all doing this because I know Algar of Agathis damages people who hit him.
Yep. This weapon was not designed for a hostage situation, so this will just be raw strength here, as he's essentially just kind of pushing it deeper into the skin, kind of pushing against the armor of Agathis. Does a 10 hit?
No.
As he finds that the armor of Agathis kind of just pushing off, and he's actually struggling to like get an actual like perch off the blade into any of your skin anywhere.
Told you. I
It
told
was just
you.
like, at least buy me dinner first, mate. It's like,
Not at all concerned.
gotta get to know you first. I'm not that easy.
I told you he's weird and in a cult.
Bloodletting is a second day thing.
Alright, it is now Izami's turn, and Izami wants to get out of here, so she can do. Interesting.
This basically just says teleport or something like that. I'm just gonna fly. Can she please fly?
She cannot. Her movement is 0.
That'd be very funny. Just start
She'd have to
floating.
beat you at she'd have to beat you at a grapple check to start flying.
Yeah.
You have precedence here. Precedence.
Precedent. Or preference, I guess. Either works.
By any chance, would you ever actually release your friend from a grapple?
No.
Oh. It's between those
Is that
two.
when a grapple becomes a hug?
Yeah.
Yep. No, I think I just stick with that move. Now mechanically she can. No, her speed is 0, so she can't strafe around you.
She's off the ground.
You know, yeah, she's just gonna do it full blast in your face.
Oh, neat.
Alright, so Izami kind of squirms around in your hands and gets both her palms up towards your face. Just right in your face. And you can see she is similar, has the an Arcanite ring on her finger, which you yourself probably can't see because it's on the other side of her hands being in your face. But Gwen and the professor can see that it's got a beautiful teal color to it. As suddenly arcane magic starts forming in her hands as circle after circle begins forming, counting up from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles interweave in this teal color in arcane rings. Professor, would you like to do counterspell for a 5th level spell?
I certainly do have a spell available. It would make me visible. So
It would make you visible.
Does she become visible?
Oh, yes, she would.
Would it make you
And she was conjuring what? Sorry?
Counterspell's not concentration.
No.
She can just do it.
But
No, but casting a spell breaks invisibility.
yeah,
Oh,
it
does
breaks
it?
my visibility.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
great.
could've-
It does.
I-
Great, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could've
so she
stayed
becomes invisible as the 5 circles begin forming in her hands right in front of Alvina's face.
in front of Alvina.
Who's
Yes,
currently holding
so-
her off the ground.
Unless it's got like an area effect that she's kind of just encompassing herself in, presumably it will be on Alvina.
Presumably on Alvina. And I said level
But
5.
who knows? You just see 5 circles of spell.
I feel like it might be hold monster or dominate person or something of that kind
Who
of
knows?
thing.
Could be.
That's a bad person to be in melee with if it's
I
dominate
know.
person.
I know, and Alvina can fucking see me because I'm invisible.
Yep.
This is not
Choices.
Choices.
If this is a dominate person, you and Gwent might be dead. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, man.
I
can't control it,
before,
but Albina's got a lot of attacks and rage, and she hits hard like a truck.
I act before Alvina, so I can't. I'm sorry, Alvina. I want to keep you safe. I can't break my invisibility because I have shit to do. I have to free this stone giant. I'm sorry. I have to investigate it. That's the professor's thing. As long as I keep Grim safe, like my things are, keep Lou Grim safe, investigate Arcanite, and then everything else is a plus to that. So I'm sorry, but
No, it's fair.
I'm gonna let this one slide. Those are my inbuilt commands.
It's a fucking
Sorry, dude.
disintegrate. That's fine.
Disintegrate's level 6. You're fine.
Oh yeah.
So, is the spell going off?
This bit,
seems so.
I don't counter it.
Then Alvina, I need a Constitution saving throw.
I'm 5 feet. I'm right beside this fucking Oni. I'm 5 feet away, just going. So the Oni can do this. Just sort of David Attenborough taking notes on the situation.
I'm Destiny in that one.
What is their DC?
Constitution
not a
save.
13.
Could be a
22.
blight. Could
I'll take a
could be
22.
blight.
Okay. That succeeds.
Yep. By the way, just for
And
reference, a 13 failed, right?
who knows? I'm not going to tell you.
Also,
You don't get to know.
if the professor is worried about Alvina getting dominated, maybe them being invisible doesn't actually matter because Alvina can currently see invisibility.
That was
So
why,
you're gonna
yeah.
get it fucked up either way.
Yeah. But as suddenly a cone of cold blasts into your face.
Okay. That's
As you
that's
just
bad
fucking
in every
tank
respect.
that shit. As you take half of 29 cold damage,
Mm,
and then account for any cold resistances or anything you may have.
I do not.
14 damage.
14 cold damage.
Technically, it's actually 11. Because Gwen gave me the... no, not Gwen. What's it called? The point gave me that overshield. Alvina's
Nice.
just still like... Well, that was rude, as her hair, I imagine, is like spiked ice backwards.
You see Izami now visible, kind of staring at just Alvina. Full frozen blast of face, still just holding her. You see her look very panicked all of a sudden.
That was very rude. Don't do that.
Just start squirming, trying to get out of your grip. But that is Azami. Lou Grim, you're currently being grappled 30 feet up from the ground by an Oni who is using you as a hostage, but seems unable to get through your armor of Agathis. What would you like to do? Like you guys are just like strong arming diplomacy here.
Did you expect anything different from this group?
That's fair.
I am changing that because I'm gonna give him a shock.
Fair.
Gonna shock and grasp him.
You just gonna
Yes.
tase him?
Yes.
Go for it.
Do it.
Fucking yeah.
26. Is it
it
hit?
hits, yeah. Definitely does. He's got nothing against lightning as he takes the full 10 lightning damage. And as you can imagine, he's going to drop you.
Guess I can't take reactions now because yay.
Well, it's more just you just shocked him, so he's just going to release you, and you are going to drop 30 feet. So, Lugram, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check to see if you can break your fall.
Come on, Lou.
Nope.
Damn it, Lou!
Oh no, unfortunately, you're going to
So
take
far,
that full...
floors have damaged us more today than anything else.
You're going to take 14 bludgeoning damage as you smack down on your ass. But you were on the ground, you are now free. You are next to a giant Eton that is kind of just like standing there, just like showing off his club.
Yeah,
I
but
imagine the Essence like an
know
animated
that
GIF at this
it's an
point, just
ally.
doing the.
Both its heads are arguing if it's an A.
That's fair.
God, it's going to be like Smeagol Golem.
Yeah.
You can move however you want to. Have you any bonus actions or anything you want to do?
Just walk away from the Oni.
Is he friendly to me? I have some kind of that in, sorry.
The A's not
The
real.
N is an illusion, and
Yeah,
it's friendly, but it isn't real. And the Oni is up in the air, so it's too far away from you. So yeah, you can just move wherever you want. Zormir, it is your turn.
I'm going to hex the Oni.
Right, go for it. That's just bonus action. It has hex now, right?
Yes.
Cool, I'll put a
Oh,
little
just
line
fine.
here on it for us.
Is that Hunter's Mark, but he has to pick a stat as well?
Yeah, I've got to pick a stat. So
What's the
And
queue for this? These are
deal
casters.
extra 1d6 necrotic whenever it hits. When I ever hit it with an attack.
What are you gonna hex?
It gets
I'd pick
charisma.
either, I'll pick charisma or strength,
I
depending
was going
on,
to go for
you know.
strength because I didn't know
'Cause it
they
did
were very
well.
charismatic.
Yeah.
Maybe wisdom if we want to deal with them, but
If it can't catch you and it can't hit you, then you know, fair
grab him
fight.
I can't grab him anymore.
I'll go with strength.
Alright. Zormir, is your turn.
Okay, I cast Enlarge Reduce on myself. I say, oh, so it's because you can't see the armor that well. You can't see the detailing work I put into myself.
Giant cow, man!
I'm
This
still...
is the best diplomacy I've ever seen.
Zarmir is so pissed.
Still just done big up so behold,
You do not know how...
someone else in so you can grow in size.
You do not...
Oh, motherfucker!
You do not know how much actual Zormir cares about his work, that he's
Oh, we do.
pissed
Fair.
that he,
Go ahead
that
and
someone
give me
doesn't
another
believe him.
persuasion check at
Some-
advantage. Let's see if there's a chance you might be able to.
Double one,
Don't you fucking dare!
Please!
It is at advantage. Let's see. Another persuasion check.
A 10! I'll take it!
I've got my other 10, and screw you, Jamie, you're an asshole.
You see Akuma kind of just, electricity still kind of shocking through his body. Kind of look
13.
down now at the enlarged Zormir. Oh, 13. Okay, so kind of just okay. looks at it like fucking whatever Alvina's doing, just tanking a full cone of cold. Gwen, all of this. All right, maybe there's more to you than meet the eye. Maybe I was a little prejudiced in assuming that noise couldn't be artificers or have any magical inclination.
Now,
I know.
Thank you.
If you so he kind of lowers his tone a little bit, so only Zormir and Lou can really pick him up. You know, if you call back your allies and let us finish what we were doing, we could show you something that you might find interesting as an artificer. We're doing a little magical experiment.
I could help if you want.
We're already in the progress. We just need to finish.
Well, the thing is,
Okay,
we
show me what
need
you're doing.
those-
Well, you have to let Izami finish it. Call your allies back.
I can try, but she doesn't listen to me very well. Alvina!
Just tell her that.
Yeah?
Let her finish what she's doing. We may
what's
be
she
able
doing?
to make some more friends if we help them.
What's she doing?
They will tell us if we let them finish.
I mean, that's a bad choice, man.
Yeah, we'll show you.
Why don't you just tell us first?
Yeah, get information for information. You don't just let people have information. That's currency. Have I taught nothing?
How about this?
Across the room.
Can Alvina do something even though it's not her turn on this particular one?
It depends how actiony it is.
It's basically she's gonna, because she's still holding Izami up, right?
Mhm.
She's gonna like hold her arms, like turn her around so she's actually facing. It's like, will you promise to tell me right now, at least vaguely, what you're doing, and then I'll put you down. Like holding her up like a baby. Amen.
Okay. Alvina, give me a persuasion check.
Yeah,
Natural one
She's
for
smart.
you.
she's great. She's great at these. I'm fine if I get natural one as the thing.
15.
Okay, it's a little bit persuasive, and to be fair, you guys aren't inherently. Well, you're a little bit hostile.
Are we out
not,
of turn order?
not quite yet. Oh, but if you want to talk or anything, you can.
Fair. It's just because I want to decode. I want to detect thoughts. Is that fair?
Not yet.
Fair. Let me know if that's fair.
The dialogue is fine, and only this short little bit of dialogue. But I'll let you do that on your next turn. Also, because we're moving on from Zormir anyway, because he's already done his action. Izami kind of looks at you, and you know what? For that, we're gonna get back to it in a moment. As the point, actually, let's have a support round first. This is Zormir. You did your action, right? Was that your turn?
Yeah, that was enlarge myself so you could see the armor better because I'm.
Since we're still not officially kind of in full combat yet, which is a lot of the support action helps, Drax is actually going to take this time to hog the spotlight and actually whisper to Zormir, or kind of send you a telepathic message. I am fascinated by what they're doing. They're using the void Have you had a look at the Void Arcanite propellers yet?
I can vaguely see them.
As you actually kind of glance up to them, you notice that they're actually in a slightly different shape than you remember them. Normally the propellers are, well, propeller shaped, but these ones seem to have somehow been molded into more spherical spikes.
They've reforged them somehow.
Yes. And if you look over there, as it kind of draws your eyes to this very out of place, large, almost sarcophagus-like construction that appears to be sized for a giant, but there's there's etchings of arcane glyphs around the edges of it, and a strange kind of form and style to it that seems out of place with the rest of the giant architecture here. What is happening here? It could be very valuable knowledge. But with that, the point, it is your turn before we get to Izami's response.
Okay.
This kind of all happening in the same 6 seconds.
Yeah, the point's getting slightly upset that he can't actually see what's going on down there. So I think he'll just try and wander over to the edge, look down, just cast levitate on himself through the Bangalore, and just hover down.
Yep, that's very
Make sure
useful.
he doesn't actually. Just hover down to here and just turn to Akuma and say, "Right, we cool?"
Kuma just kind of looks at you.
We
But
cool,
yes,
and just turns around and
yes.
walks away.
You know,
Is
the
that your
finger
action?
guns.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Unless anyone needs some more healing, nope.
I
That's
can
it.
use it.
Nope.
So unless anyone currently within 10 feet of me needs some healing, nope.
Nope.
Giant Zormir could probably do with some healing.
Professor, while all this is happening, what would you like to be doing?
So
Well, Alvina hasn't dropped this this Oni
No.
one yet, has she?
I'm holding it like a
No.
baby, like high above my head.
Yeah, she's been blasted with cold energy, which I'm assuming probably put out this forge-looking fire here, right? Because
No, she was deliberately aiming the cone away from it, so it would have been in this direction.
Would it be an action to inspect / break chains? See, if I was 9th level, Chris, I would have already cast Bigby's hand and be wrenching those propellers out of the face of this guy.
That's a real shame, that is.
I want to sneak round and attempt to palm something to Gwent and continue on my way. Do I need to roll a sleight of hand check so the Oni doesn't see it, or since we're behind their back and she's focused on Alvina, we can just manage it?
Oh, that's fine. It's more. Do you alert Gwen in any way to like the sudden invisible?
Because Gwen's
I'm
going to
hoping
shit
this-
himself.
Some invisible creature handing her something.
I don't know. Do you want to roll a charisma save, Gwen, to see if you hold your shit together?
To be fair, I'm just fine if you guys role playing this. You don't need to roll. It's about how you want your characters to react in this situation.
'cause
You guys know your characters, James.
Yeah.
What are you trying to pass?
Well, I'm trying to palm you. Where was it? It was on here.
For anyone curious, look at the Discord if you want to see how I'm
sorry.
holding this lady.
Sorry,
Yep, that's fair.
I had a thing in my Oh no, that one's.
Well, that's fair. While you do that, because I've been meaning to go a 5-second break there. We'll have a 5-second break there, and we'll find out if this party succeeds in a diplomacy or if it all goes tits up at some point.
Yep.
While James figures out what it is they're actually handing over.
Oh, I need the
I'm
bathroom.
sure.
I'm gonna say.
I had the thing written right here, and it's now gone from my inventory.
yeah.
I had psychic bomb ? And then beneath it was the thing, and it's gone. I can't even remember what the thing was.
See if the thing. You had a couple. Yeah, you looted stuff. I can't remember if it's still here. No.
Was it some kind of goo?
There was a goo. Well, I can't palm you my Wand of Wonder at all.
Well,
oh no, it was written. Sorry, it was written.
To find
sorry, it was written on my. It was written on my other character sheet. That's what it was. Let me see.
Yeah, the problem is if you take an action to hand something to someone, then you'd become visible.
No.
Isn't it taking an action or casting a spell?
Aggressive
no,
action.
It's like making a punch or an attack. Yes, I've got it written down here. It's my bag of colding. And then a little post-it note on it would say, "Get this on her head."
Oh no.
So that kidnap does occur, and I would move past.
Whoa! Kidnap? What? I got back at a weird time.
Or at the very least, suffocate.
No.
Nope.
Why are we
still not spotting that?
No.
Why are we kidnapping the Oni now?
Also, none of you can reach unless you're flying.
Yeah. They're the only person
She's
who could.
only being held off the ground at arm's length by one of the taller party members.
Oh, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot, but the Oni is a size large creature, so.
I'm the only
I am
size.
7 foot.
Yeah, Gwent is a centaur. It's basically a guy on top of a horse.
Still probably
that
not
sort
tall
of height. I don't know.
And we know Gwent can't jump for shit.
Mostly because of her.
You probably can't reach the head, but you can probably reach part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they reach it. 100% reach it. The height's the hard part.
I'm looking at invisibility, and it says anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it stays on the target's person. The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Oh, it was attack. I thought it was just an
attacks or
action
casts a spell.
No.
So I'm going to palm you. I'm going to palm you a small satchel that smells vaguely of fresh fish, because that's an actual item in D&D. It's a chest of preserving, but it's reflavored as a bag of colding. So we're gonna preserve her as I move past, and I'm gonna use my action to either break the chains or some such thing. Essentially, try and free this guy. Now, let me look at my spells. Yeah, I want the Arcanite spikes, or at the very least, I want Arcanite. You know, is my goal. Is my raison d'être.
I really like that the rest of the party's almost like talked them around, and the professor's gonna get into a fight. I'm gonna have to kill them all.
Oh, that's a 1 minute casting.
Or we could just kill the No.
Alright, I am back. Professor, did you decide on your action?
Yeah, so I palm Gwent my bag of colding with a post-it attached to it that says, "Get this on the Oni's head," which I probably would have scribbled frantically on the post-it and stuck to it. It becomes visible as Gwent gets it, and I move away as per the spell invisibility. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get to what I deem to be a weak link in the chains, or some such thing, and I'm going to attempt to. This could be a really bad situation very quickly if it turns out this thing comes to life and just the chains around it are weakened. But you know what?
I have an idea what they're doing, and I'm actually fine with it.
I've already clocked on. They're obviously trying to make this stone giant into a void giant.
I wasn't thinking that at all, actually. I was thinking they're trying to bring back their dead friend who's in that box over there.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I was...
Okay. Friend who's right here, I'd say.
I was thinking this one that specifically looks like a coffin, and is about giant-sized.
Yeah.
Who knows? But Professor, you get to the weak point in the chain.
I hate when you say "who knows." You know. You know.
Who knows?
I do know.
The giant is still a creature, right?
It's dead.
No, it's a corpse.
Dead is an object.
Okay. That changes things then. I will. That has changed things. That's annoying.
So just to check, the corpse counts as an object.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, that's a bad question.
So I can carry this object then.
If you have sufficient strength.
If I were to dimension door with this object.
It's
I'm pretty sure
larger
there's
than
a size requirement.
Okay, give me a second.
It's the same size.
It has
isn't
to
it?
be the same size for you to dimension door.
Only
Yeah,
if it's
I
a
can't-
creature.
No, I'm pretty sure you
Which
can't take
is
giant
just
objects with you.
sad.
Just the size requirement in general.
Oh, it doesn't. Weight doesn't exceed what you can carry.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't think you can carry a stone giant. Alvina, maybe. You know.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's
God
with a
damn.
shot. But...
It'll look very awkward, Alvina, like 2 size categories smaller. But there's a non-0% chance.
yeah, it's not easy.
Zormir could at least attempt to in their enlarged state.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, we'll have no problem.
With a mighty
I highly doubt
3
it.
size category difference.
Then
Tank bowl.
I've got to do it. I think. Yeah.
Unless Zormir was to.
Oh, is
Shrink.
the giant large or smaller?
No,
No,
giant.
it is huge.
It's huge.
The smallest
damn.
giant. The smallest giant is size
Could
huge.
Zormir
And
reduce the
giant's pretty big.
size of the giant?
It's so
Like
annoying.
you'd think with the word giant.
Giant. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, to be fair, this isn't even a homebrew monster. This is just a regular stone giant.
Yeah.
Right. I
It's in
point
the
my.
name.
Well, I just thought I'd check all available options before I inevitably plunge the party into conflict right now.
Speaks of which, it's actually a size too large on the map. There
It's
we go.
3 by
That's
3,
3 by
right?
3.
I assumed
Now
it
it
was just for like effect, essentially.
This thing definitely looks dead, right?
Yes.
If it's not, it wishes it was.
Okay, I'm going to point my Wand of Wonder at the chain, because there's no way I'm wrenching it and breaking it free, because it's a thick, heavy chain. It's slightly weak in terms of the rest of the massive, heavy chain that is 5 foot.
That's correct,
Right.
yes.
So I'm going to point my Wand of Wonder at it and hope that something happens, because I'm just activating a magic item.
I'm pretty sure something will happen.
Yeah, something will happen. But
How
I
good
won't
it is,
become,
different story.
Yeah, I won't become visible when I use this thing. So I'm going to point my
Well, it
Wand of
depends.
Wonder at it.
Does the object say you are casting a spell through it?
That's a good question.
If the
Yes.
effect causes you to cast a spell. So hopefully it's not a spell that's being cast.
Wonder of wonder.
Yes, because
Um,
items do genuinely say they cast the spell.
Go for it.
Hmm.
Let's see your
If
Wand
you're
of
using
Wonder.
a beat fireball,
You
it
know
says
what?
you are using the effect.
I'm really hoping that this is between a 63 and
So,
65, because then an object disappears into the ethereal plane, and I'm hoping
I
it's
also,
going to be the chain.
I
If
also
the
love that
effect says you cast, you cast.
Yeah.
I also love that it's
Here we
below a
go.
30. You automatically become visible because the only one that isn't a casting spell in that is stunning yourself, which breaks your
Yes.
concentration.
Anyway, here we go. I'm gonna sort of point it in like it's a gun almost, and just sort of whisper a prayer and say,
Jamie, do all the jinxing
Oh.
you want on this one.
Natural one.
It's an 88
No.
to 90. I just want a stream of gems to come out.
I
That's a
honestly,
really
I
good-
want an 80 to 84.
I want the butterflies to
severely
come out.
hope this works. and I use my action to cast use my Wand of Wonder.
Yeah, go for it. Come on, let's roll.
Directly at the
Yep, we got it.
chain. Here we go.
Please
Oh.
be an 80. Please be an 80. 28. You
28.
this is bad. I think you stunned yourself.
20.
28, no, you cast Stinking Cloud.
There's just a nasty cloud.
Oh, massive. That's great.
As a poisonous cloud forms around the chain, you're confident it does nothing to the chain.
Yeah. So
And you're now visible.
It is heavily
You're now visible.
though.
Does it not just
It's
eat through the
heavily-
chain because it smells so bad?
No, it's poison.
It's a poison effect.
Heavily obscured. It's heavily obscured around me. So
I assume you're not in the cloud.
It only encompasses me.
Yeah, it's you.
It doesn't. It's no one else. And since it's my turn already, I don't have to make the Constitution saving throw. So I'm gonna move around away from the fog. Also.
Well, no. Remember, you were over here, right? So that's 10 movements to get to Gwen, and then 20 to get over here. How much
15,
movement
20,
you got here? You got more than 30?
25, 30. Shit.
Your action, yeah, because you used your action to cast.
So you're actually out of movement in that stinking cloud.
Yeah, I'm out of movement. Oh dear.
So you're just doing it the wrong way around. Normally, you turn invisible and walk away after casting the stinking cloud.
Yeah.
So, hey, nobody can see you, but that's because they can only see the stinking cloud now. Assassin, it's your turn, I believe.
Either. My bonus action, my junk dragon is gonna stay well back from the poison cloud. Frankly,
fair.
and observe the situation. I'm gonna go into its eyes so that I can see because this is heavily obscured. So I shift from my form. I abandon my my own robot body, and my soul enters my junk device, who's just watching Alvina. That's it.
Assassin, it is your turn.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Nice, you cast it.
It means that I can focus on someone, so I'm gonna focus on. Keep scrolling down when I'm pushing to talk, so I can't fucking spell. I think it's just surface thoughts. Yeah, I initially learned the surface thoughts as an action, and when I cast the spell or as my action any other time, I can like search for thoughts.
Yep, so what would you like to do? Would you like to just get the surface thoughts for now, or would you like to probe straight away?
I think I want to get surface thoughts and see if there's anything there.
Who are you targeting? Izami?
Izami.
Immediately her surface thoughts are, let me go, I need to finish, I need to release the lever, I need to hammer down, we need to finish this. And just that on repeat.
It does say as part of it, I can probe.
Yep, so would you like to probe?
Yeah, they must make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw for an Oni mage. They do have proficiency in the save, but it is only a D4. So that's a 9, they fail.
Nice.
Is there anything particular you probe for?
I'm trying to probe for basically what they're doing. It says, if it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as a worry, love, hate.
That sounds bang on.
You get distress, concern, worry, tinge of anger, the fact she's being just held up by this annoyed individual. Kaylee already knows what their goal here is to do. So I can share that with the party when you have a moment if you want to share that.
Yeah.
As for kind of the looming figure, she seems to be incredibly preoccupied by another entity. This what was her name? Izzy. Appears to be concentrated on a person called Izzy that is incredibly close to her. She seems to have a lot of concern for it, as well as a lot of kind of distrust and hatred to the Oni King.
No.
I like it.
Oh no, I just realised what's going on here.
Okay.
Is it similar to what I thought?
And right. I am slightly confused about how encode thoughts works as a result of this, because it is an action, which means I can't do it on the same turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it does say if you cast a spell while concentrating on a spell or ability that allows you to read or manipulate thoughts of others, such as detect thoughts, you can transform the thoughts of the memories you read rather than your own into a thought strand. Does that mean I have to cast it next turn
yes.
as a full action?
Unfortunately, so.
Right, cool. That's fine. It's a weird thing that it is an
Yeah.
action.
But essentially states you don't lose your concentration, or you can keep your concentration while doing it on detect faults.
Right, cool.
Mind magic's just kind of weird in 5e, honestly. So
then just assume that that's my next action and so just yoink that. And then I'll also essentially reach up out of the bag to like tug at something on Alvina to try and get her attention to like look down at me. And just have the little squids kind of climb up onto her shoulder and just like whisper in her ear like what they're doing and what they're worried about.
Cool, and I'll also do Izzy's response in a moment before Alvina's turn. But Gwent, while all this is happening, is there anything particular you want to focus on? You've just been handed this bag from the professor.
Can I ask, how is the giant being supported up, or is it laying down with respect?
It is laying down, so it is lying on the slab, the anvil hammer above its head, it falling down onto the spike bases.
How big is the anvil hammer compared to the spike bases?
It's hitting both of them simultaneously, so it's about maybe 20 by 20.
Okay.
Oh, it's huge then.
Yeah, real big fucking hammer.
And there's
giant proportioned.
Image is one of those hammers. If you've seen that, like the sequence in The Hobbit, where there's like they're forging gems, there's those massive hammers come down. If anyone remembers that bit, that's what I imagine, like that size, big freaking hammers. If that's about right.
Would I need to make an investigation check to see if I could just roll the giant's head to the side so he's not facing the hammer, or is his head like locked in place?
His head is not locked in place. You could turn it to the side, but then the hammer would be coming down on the side of its face.
Oh, that'd be gory.
Instead of the bases of the spikes.
It would be gory, but it'd give us a chance before they do anything. Not just release the handle, bang, it's all over. So I am going to do that because I'm looking at the bag and I'm freaking out about having to murder somebody that hasn't actually attacked anybody yet.
It's an interesting combat, isn't it?
It's a full-on murder, and Gwent is lawful good.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pack up, charge, and then hit the giant on the side of the head so his head tilts to the side.
Yep, it takes you a bit of... Well, it takes your full action and strength to do so because it's a giant's head, but you do so. Is that your turn? Anything else you'd like to do?
Actually, you know what I will do as well? I'm just going to cast Sanctuary on Alvina just in case any other shenanigans are going to happen.
Yeah, okay. No, this works. Before we get to Alvina's turn, effectively at the start of it, Izami's going to kind of look at you, and with your, I believe it was above 15 persuasion check, Izami's going to kind of calm a little bit and stare into your eyes. You can kind of see this anxiety and worry kind of coming over her face as she kind of looks at you with this look of despair and just, fine, please, you have to let us finish. This is the only way we can save our little sister. Please.
There we go.
Knew it. He's like, you got it. Immediately puts it down.
Thank you. And you see a little squid kind of crawling up your side, whispering into you. How much detail do you want to give them? Just everything?
Pretty much of just like the sort of cliff notes, as it were.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're trying to Frankenstein the giant here. I'm not quite sure how or what, but it definitely creepy. They try to bring back the giant. Apparently they feel antagonized by somebody called the Oni King. There's this little Oni girl in her mind called Izzy that she keeps focusing on. Yeah, I think she's telling the truth.
Are they gonna help me?
Yeah. You content with that?
I'm content
nice.
with that. That's a good bit of info.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
But yeah, she gets onto her feet, still towering over you at like 10 feet.
It's just 4 feet taller than Alvina.
She just stares down at you.
Anything you need help with?
I mean, if you could She looks over at the giant. Now its head now turned to the side. Turn its head back, and if you just hammer it down, we're about 2 hammers away from being ready for the final preparation.
Okay. Are you just gonna walk over and put the head back?
So like Assassin pops full head out of bag, as Alvina's like walking over and is just like to Izumi like, you know, if we help you, you're not gonna kill us, right?
Looks over at Akuma. I won't, but he's got a bit of pride.
That's fair. I mean, we can do something about that if you give us enough time to get out of there. We won't like hurt him, you know?
No, I think we can maybe persuade him if you guys will help. Would you guys help with Izzy?
Sure, we'll talk about it when we get your little sister back.
Yeah, okay. I'm going with whatever they want.
Bright, shining smile.
Like, Assassin is literally getting walked backwards and is just like, I don't know, I go wherever this one goes. Whatever you want, let's do it.
As Vina, you get over to the head. Gwent, having just like finished using all their strength to tilt the head by one side.
Are we?
I mean,
come
sweat
on.
pouring off his brow.
So are we helping?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Because they're trying to bring their dead little sister back, which I empathise with.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that is the kind of thing that we should do is save
Yeah,
children.
the people just turn back to Akuma and say,
Pretty
You
sure
could
the
have just
sister's not
said.
dead, y'all. It's not really a dead sister situation, at least not yet. I don't know, I don't want to assume.
Oh, we'll bring your sister to whatever is wrong with her, we'll fix it.
Oh, I'm not sure how you do that with Arcanine, but I'm intrigued.
We're gonna figure it out.
But yeah, it's just your object interaction to move the head back if you'd like. You can use your action to pull down the lever to activate the hammer.
Yeah.
Alright, you go over to one of the levers, and another rhythmic thud radiates out into the cavern as the spikes are nearly fully embedded into the eyes now. But you also have a support round, then Akuma. As Akuma is now just kind of looking down at the party and Zormir and... But they're insolent! You! Large metallic cow!
Dr. Zormir.
Just pointed himself briefly and then just looked aside and goes, oh, wait, hang on.
I'm willing to... And you can see Akuma's really struggling with this part. Concede the possibility that you may have some semblance of intelligence.
Very well. I'm going to assume that you know some artificery, considering the ring on your finger.
Oh, I didn't make this. Are you with the Republic?
No.
No.
Then who
Republic?
are you with?
I mean, technically, but also I'm like I don't know, like, I'm like kind of a lone agent. Like, I'd go back if they'd want me, but at the same time, like, okay, they've not come for me. And I'm more... yeah, that's true. Then no, I'm not.
I'd say
You're a
we're...
prisoner.
I'd say
So,
we're...
you know.
I don't know, does this look like a prison buddy? Like, sitting in, like, the hammock as comfy as fuck, eating an orange? Does this look like a prison to you? I don't think so.
Just leaning on like a pile of loot sticking out of the bag.
To be honest, with no one, we merely
We just
are...
kind of showed up.
We are trying to work to recover some of our own stuff.
Oh yeah, those were attached to our airship, these things that were hammering into the head.
Yes,
Yes, we saw that.
Yeah, he built it.
Yes.
That is... I'm not willing to concede that much.
That's fair. He did, but...
If you want the rest of your propellers, or your spears, or whatever they are, Daruji took the other 6 back to the king.
Ah, okay.
For
And
fuck's
where would
sake.
we find this king?
Can you get to work with 6 Zomir?
Possibly, yes, I think
Cool.
so. But it'll maybe be a bit slower or not get
Ooh,
as
can we
much
use-
altitude. And
Could we use something to replace the 2 missing ones?
possibly,
That's
there's,
a decent shout, right?
I mean, there's some other Arcanites here that we work with. I mean, I managed to make some use of this vermilion stuff.
Ooh, could you make one that uses fire? We get fire propelled. Would that work?
If you want
That's
to
a
burn the
turbo.
It'd look really cool, though.
if you want to burn down the airship, then. But can we deal with the matter at hand and help these people? I think
I'm
it's.
helping. I can walk. I can talk and do things.
I don't need the help of Noid. My sister and I are all that is necessary to save our kin.
Well,
Can help anyway.
you're working with.
Many hands make light work.
I mean,
I
you're
will at least
working with.
allow you to be a distraction for us.
I mean, you're working with Arcanite. I know Arcanite.
I'm very good at that.
Very well, and I'm.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm your size now.
Yes. Well, we know a little bit of magic. We've studied it with the other blue Oni. But, as I mentioned, Duoji of the Red Clan took your other propellers back to the king. It was all we could do to hold on to these 2. We had to pull a lot of bargains in for it. But with it, that king will suffer for his insolence. They all suffer for your insolence!
Well,
I approve of that.
if you're going after the king and he has my propellers, I would be willing to help as well.
Fine. I want to make it very clear that we do not need your help.
Yeah, you seem to be doing a pretty good job, honestly. We're just helping out to make it faster.
If anything, we would be helping you.
Really?
Yeah, we
No.
just established that.
Oh.
Actually, no, I don't like the sound of that either. We will not help you, but we may achieve our own objectives at the same time and place together. By coincidence.
That works for me.
But you must let us finish what we have started.
I'm already helping you.
I see. Then
Just pulling the lever I've been told to pull.
Then I want an apology by the other metallic one.
Where is
Which
the
one?
professor?
The point again points to himself
I'm
and
sure
turns around
we
and goes,
could get an apology from them.
Professor,
They-
apologize.
I mean, I can only help you for another minute.
None
or...
of you have seen me in however long it's been.
Alvina has.
Oh yeah. Gotta drop that spell on you.
And remember, Alvina can see for a mile.
Yeah, you can't.
But,
escape
Akuma
that.
kind of hovers down to be a little bit more level with Zormir, just hovering 5 feet off the ground now.
I can only
Izami. Yep.
I can only hold this form for a little bit longer, so if you need any help, I'll need to do it quickly.
No, we just need not the interruption. We're almost there. Izami, are you able to do the final impaling?
The much darker final countdown.
Yes. Alvina, actually, did you give your name? This little one.
I said Alvina.
Managed to get a second one. If we could just raise it up.
Okay.
As with her action, a third hammer strikes down, for a third time, the hammer strikes down, impaling the spikes fully into the eye sockets of the stone giant.
Can I cast Featherfall on the spikes so they do nothing?
You cannot.
No?
No, because you are seeing through the junk dragon.
But also, isn't it creatures? I don't think you can cast Featherfall on objects.
Ooh.
Actually, not sure on that one.
What?
So I do have a thing
it
that
does
can
say
stop this. I'm
creatures.
just
I
not
thought it
going
was
to.
levitate for objects
Surely rule of
and
cool.
Featherfall for creatures.
More
Well, I want
importantly,
to stop this from happening.
I'm more thinking about how what if it takes an action to see through find familiar than that. Yeah, as an action, you can see through their eyes. So you aren't looking through your familiar's eyes, unfortunately, because I've got at least a here by action economy. I'm willing to rule through a lot of things. Action economy, not so much. So unfortunately, Professor, you are still obscured, and also I like you being hoisted by your own fatad. I'm sorry. You cast Thinking Cloud on yourself. It's hilarious. The story dictates it.
I mean, it is concentration, so I can just easily drop the concentration and then cast it. Surely.
It's still the other action. You need another turn.
Well, no, I can cast it from myself. Because it's concentration spell.
Yeah, that's true. You could just drop it.
It's if it would hang in the air or not. It would be up to you. If you have a story thing that you want to do, and it sort of hangs in the air for a round, and the professor emerges from it and just goes no kind of thing, and this thing happens, I'm fine with it as long as it contributes to the story in some cool way. I'll be fine with it. It's up to you.
I remember just reading Thinking Cloud. Yeah. There's nothing stopping you from dismissing it. That's fine. I'm willing to do it. As you, this Thinking Cloud evaporates around you, and you're able to see the falling hammer into the spikes, you begin channeling your magic. More importantly, it uses up your spell slots, which is always useful to me.
Yeah.
It's really the only counter spell, is it?
The only don't have counter spell.
That'd be very funny.
That's another first level.
But more importantly, this sends Akuma into a rage. As Akuma sees all of this happening, sees you emerge, as suddenly the hammers are thinging down and don't quite make the full impact, not propelling the spikes in. What?
I cannot allow this.
I can.
I will not allow this.
Okay, I'm gonna allow it.
Given that it's pretty much only the professor who's against, is anyone else not the professor against completing whatever the Onis are doing?
Nope. Kaylee is cautious, but Kaylee's not there.
Yeah, can I do a quick Arcana check just to check whether I think this is going to do what they say it's going to do?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
That would be my action next turn as well, to kind of make sure it's gonna, like, as soon as I know for sure it's not gonna, go on a rampage against us, I'd be fine with it. But right now, I don't know enough about the.
No, it's fine. It's just when I can take us out of initiative. I'm effectively going to take us out of initiative and go into a party debate.
Okay.
Since there is a split in the party, but Professor also give me an Arcana.
Yeah.
Arcana. Yeah. Debate flashes up on the screen in front of all the characters, a la JoJo and etc. Arcana. Here we go. Here for rolling that one.
There is actually a feature in Danganronpa when the room is split. It's great.
But the point and the Professor, as you're kind of given the consideration of what you know of our Arcana and magic and all of that with your proficiency, just impaling magical crystals into a skull, in theory, maybe do something, but Void Arcanite, you would at least, especially with that check, would know that Void Arcanite is all to do with space and movement, teleportation, momentum.
It's the wrong kind of Arcanite.
Kind of all those things. Impaling it into the eyes of a corpse shouldn't bring it to life in any way. Or...
Okay.
Your experiment is flawed. Your method is flawed. You are flawed. I will not allow it.
No need to be that rude. Why are you rushing?
I think they are not Russian, they are Oni.
That was terrible.
Shut up, Wolfie. You've done worse.
You can see
I know I've done worse. That was particularly bad.
So you keep saying you need to get this done quickly. Why is there a rush?
Yeah, he looks to Zormir. I thought you said that we could finish it! And yet your pea-brained allies who can't comprehend the genius of what we're trying are asking futile questions while they get in our way. Are you with us or against us?
I love being called a futile little peant. Just like
you just see Izami kind of just shaking her head. He's so stubborn sometimes.
All I'm asking, why the rush? It'll take you 3 seconds to tell us what.
Izami kind of comes out into the open. Akuma, they have the other valid questions. You have to remember, Noids are a little slower than most creatures.
Oh yeah.
You have to explain.
I've been
If-
called
I've got
that
no
a
legs.
lot. I was
If
called
we're-
that from childhood.
If we're out of initiative, would I be able to do my encode thoughts thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
So yeah, Assassin will get out of the bag and like splooge over to. I'm presuming because I'm shorter, I won't make it over to where Izumi is.
splooge
But
over.
like, yeah, splooge.
Splooge.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. Just making sure I heard.
Yeah, you heard correctly. Splooge.
Uh-huh.
And probably like standing in between and just kind of do like I'm a little baby kobold, please explain it to me like I'm 5 routine of just being like, I don't understand, can someone explain it to me, I don't get anything. I was taking a nap and now I'm waking up and now I'm very scared. Can someone explain it to me? Just like blinking like stupidly much, just being like, please explain it to me. Just trying to kind of get his like I'm a dumb noise energy, you know? I'm a big dumb noise. Teach me. Teach me your ways.
Teach me, senpai.
Eagle-eyed party members will now notice there is like a thin silver sort of like band that kind of floats around Assassin, which is the encode thought just sort of floating about.
I just assume you've got something stuck to you from my bag.
Almost just like a little bit of like tinsel, like one strand.
Please, do it for Izzy. They might... I know as strange as it might sound and as ludicrous, they might be able to help. And if not, they could at least prove a distraction for the king while we get Izzy. I know.
That's how it works. Okay.
I know. Fine. I will explain this in simple terms that you can understand.
Please slow down, I don't understand
We're
already.
only rushing to get it done before you could prevent us from getting it done. We were more than happy to take our time before you arrived.
Oh, that makes sense.
But
Can I make
apparently...
it?
Yeah, go for it. But apparently, that was harder to do than anticipated. You're squirmy little buggers, aren't you?
Can I float my detect thoughts over just for his general surface as well? Since I can.
Yes, incredibly annoyed. Why am I dealing? I should just murder them all so we can get it done. I'm more powerful than them. What insolence is this?
I wanna look like a sweet baby little worm. I wanna be like, I didn't understand. I don't know what's going on. Please help.
But insight-wise, he seems incredibly annoyed. He doesn't seem in any way trying to deceive you or anything. He seems to be believing what he's saying, at least.
Okay.
And it also makes sense that he only started rushing when you guys showed up. Otherwise, there was a rhythmic, like every 5-minute pattern to the swings.
Okay.
So, while this was happening, Zomir and Albina were just quietly discussing, and Albina had her hands just raised, like 2 fists balled over the giant's head.
I threw him up.
And we just hammered it in with just brute force.
Wow. While you're doing all this, Professor would be able to see all this, as well as I assume Lou and the Point are kind of coming over. Abigail's taking her time getting down. Drax is hovering in a good vantage point, taking everything that's happening.
Yeah, the Point would help Abigail down. Walk over.
Professor, it's very obvious as to what Alvina and Zormir is doing as you kind of glance over to them. Would you like to do anything with all this knowledge while this talking is going on? I'll continue to do the monologue for Akuma and explain stuff, but is there anything you'd like to do beforehand?
I'll inspect the body, if I may, and just
glance over.
see cause of death, if they've got any sort of like neural activators inhibited thingied into the Arcanite. I know that the Arcanite by itself isn't going to bring it back, but if they've got anything else linked into it.
Yep. Give me a medicine check if you want to cause of death, and just give me a perception check for everything else.
Can I use my passive perception and just make a medicine check with my
that's fine.
junk dragon sort of, because it's small, able to do a little sort of sweep, an exacting sweep of the.
Yep, that's fine. Go ahead and give me your medicine check.
Advantage. Cool.
In terms of perception, there is nothing obvious that you see. There's nothing embedded to him. It's literally just Arcanite on a corpse.
It's literally just Arcanite being hammered into a guy.
Just shoving plutonium into a body.
Yeah. So yeah, just by itself is not going to do anything. Cause of death. Shit, 30, not 20.
It was spear wounds, wasn't it, to the chest?
I keep rolling that 20s.
Yep. Even with the any of those. He looks like he's clearly died from several puncture wounds to the chest.
Any exact weapon with a 30/nat 20?
A long, pointy weapon that you are proficient with Arcana. As you take a kind of come over to the wound and really look with your amazing passive and medicine, go ahead and also give me an Arcana check as you see traces of what appears to be potentially gold Arcanite.
Yeah, my eye can 100% do that sort of zoom in thing that you would see in Toy Story 2, you know?
Yeah,
like a
Zorg's one.
Yeah. Not so good. Only a 19 this time.
That is decent.
Only a 19.
Let's give you advantage on the Arcana check.
My Dunk Dragon's assisting me. Sorry, that would be.
You know, it has to be capable of assisting you for you to get advantage on things.
Then it would be a 12. Let me just see what. So, does it have medicine? It does not. It has blind sight. Does the blind sight help?
No, because there's literally nothing else to find.
Then I'll use. I feel like this is an important roll. I will just use my. I'll say I use my destiny point for this because we're towards the end of the session.
Yeah, it looks like it was made with some form of Arcanite-tipped weapon, potentially a spear of some variety.
Possibly a gold-tipped Arcanite spear.
Yep,
this is good. Ooh, I want spear. I really want that spear to give to Gwen. Gold's the living Arcanite, if I remember rightly. Would the professor have that knowledge with their amazing intellect and research abilities? 20 intelligence, 16 wisdom. It might be rare.
You know the basics of like it is the living Arcanite. You aren't proficient in kind of its applications or magical items that can be made from it.
Yeah,
but you know at least that much.
Gold Arcanite spear.
Since you do have proficiency.
Question mark. I've just written Gwent? Question mark. That's
Gwent? Question mark. Gwent is real.
Oh God. All the way.
So, like I was saying, the process isn't complete. This was just stage 1. We next need to insert this. As he retrieves from behind his pack this glistening sphere of gold Arcanite with a little dagger-esque point coming off one side of it. Almost like a stabby doorknob.
Based on the depth of the wound. Sorry, on you go, Kaylee.
Would I be able to pull that as well for another encode thought? Just like the instructions, essentially, like as that's going on.
Oh, like the entire process?
Yeah. Like just kind of be like detecting thoughts and kind of just pulling it into like one coherent.
Yeah.
This is.
Pulling up the IKEA specs.
Pretty much. I'm making a blueprint.
We can do this in the future. That means.
But no, it's very obvious that the base and kind of width and more triangular nature of the spike is far too pyramid shape, whereas the wounds are made by a very thin point, like a very pencil-like point.
Murdered by pencils. Got it.
Spear-like pencil. You know that's sort of more thinner thing. This is a very like chunky pyramid shape.
Did our hammer balloon go off then?
Okay, did the hammer go off? By the way?
Chunky point is right here.
The hammer goes off, and you guys just, with pure strength and endurance, smack the rest of those Arcanite into the eyes.
There you go.
Helping.
Professor would whip round, fury in their eyes.
What?
Albina just goes, It cracks her knuckles. You want to try this?
I'm a cast fly on myself and rise up like vision in front of you.
And
Allies
Just
are a
so
good
we're clear.
thing.
Just so we're clear, we need to research this fully.
no, we don't.
There's nothing to research. I
There's
put
everything.
the orb in the head. The giant comes back to life. We use the giant to kill the king.
That sounds
What's
great.
to
I'm
say
all in
the
for
giant?
regicide.
What's to
Let's do
say the giant
regicide.
would not simply attack you?
We love a bit of regicide. Does Noid love a bit of regicide, right?
Yep.
Right, Noid?
Yep.
Akuma,
Alvina's like,
mate, could you just repeat what you just said? This is in character. Could you just repeat what you just said?
We take the sphere with the little pointy bit at the end. We put it into the forehead of the giant.
Yeah.
We put magical power into it to activate its effect. The giant comes back to life.
Okay.
We use the power of the giant to kill the king.
Yeah, not against
and then
that.
we stay busy.
May I roll an Arcana check to see if that would in any way?
My question was:
seem
is
to work?
Is Izzy the giant?
What? No, Izzy's our little sister. Izzy's an Oni.
She might have been adopted.
But she's not. No, she's being held captive by the Oni king.
Yes.
Okay, I apologise. Big misunderstanding. I'm with you.
I was assuming. Yeah, I assumed that was right. I was like, I don't see anything wrong with this point. I get what
Quickly,
you're talking about now.
The point turns to Professor says, "Seems legit. Let him do it."
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, Oni King seems like bad guy. We kill bad guy.
Yep.
I'm
kids
doing the same.
Yes, it's very rudimentary magic, but Gold Arcanite does reanimate things. It wouldn't be really a resurrection so much as a Frankenstein animate.
Basically, make a giant flesh golem, essentially.
Pretty much. They'd be more akin to making a golem than actually bringing the giant back to life.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I could simply cast Raise Dead, and we could achieve the same. You could give us the Arcanite if I do this. I wish only for amicable peace, and for the Arcanite to be returned to their owners, and I point at Zormir and the party. I could simply cast Animate Dead on this corpse. If that is the end goal, the two goals are the same.
The power of the Void Arcanite wouldn't flow into their body. And also, it wouldn't be under our control.
Can at this point, my little squid boy has run over to the other side of the room with the orange, come like running over, like seemingly like absolutely exhausted by this point of having to like run physically along the floor, and just like is handing up the orange towards Akuma, and just like almost violently gesturing the orange towards him, and just assassin going, oh yeah, I think he thinks you're cranky because you're hungry. I'd take it. He's gonna bother you until you do.
What?
And honestly, I don't know, like he's existed before I have, so he might just bother you for eternity.
I'm also
What insolence? What new insolence is this?
It's an orange. It's actually pretty tasty.
They're good, yeah.
It's not insolence. It's citrus.
It's just, are you attempting to poison me?
No, like I'll bite some if you want.
Yeah, I can prove it's not. I've eaten hundreds of these.
They're really good, honestly.
Found a crate of them outside.
I've literally only been eating these since I got here.
It's been like a week.
Yeah, I know.
Zormir turns around and says, "What's your control method for this spell? For this Arcanite?"
So you peel it. You don't want the outside stuff. I mean, it's okay, but like it's a bit waxy. You just want the stuff inside.
Like you've been peeling them?
That sounds like you just can't. You aren't strong enough off stomach. He downs the entire orange.
Yeah, then try it.
Also, yeah, Alvina's been like, just looks at you and goes, you've been peeling them?
Oh yeah, that's where do you think the peels have been coming from? Oh, you might need to clear out your bag.
I was wondering. I've just been eating the peels.
What do you mean? What method of control? That's how golems work. You animate the golem, you control the golem.
You need a book for that? I got told that nerds have books for that. Sorry,
I
he
mean,
said it.
Yeah, would I have
simply
heard of this?
inserting
Or-
a
I've got
living
an instrument for
arcanite.
that.
Professor would not have any knowledge of a golem. Zormir definitely would. Zormir, that's definitely not how golems work. You need to do intricate control mechanisms and inscriptions on the actual body to keep control of it.
Yeah.
They're effectively just making an uncontrolled golem.
Yeah,
I mean-
Alvina's just pulling it completely out of her ass. She has no idea. But she's just I
I
think you
s-
need
I'm
a
not-
book for that.
I'm not surprised Alvina's doing this.
I mean, there's control inscriptions that you need to do. Do you not know basic artificery?
You can see just even with their pale blue skin, you can see some red flushes coming to Akuma's cheek.
Oh yeah, I'm like at this point I'm like, Alvina, I might need more oranges. He's getting cranky again.
There you go. I just hand you like 7 oranges.
Insult me! I know more about artistry than you.
Okay, then how did I make this shield? Did you see a gemstone in it?
Easy, big guy. Easy.
You
you
see-
really need to work on your people skills, dude.
I mean, I can help you with the inscriptions.
Yeah, he knows how to do it. Just let him do it.
I can make a construct for you.
No, this could be a trick. I still don't fully trust you.
Look, believe me.
Yeah, it's valid.
People have said that I'm a master liar. I'm really not. I am way too dumb to pull a trick. Just
They're
let him
really
write.
not. They really are.
Yeah. Just let him write the words on the frickin' on the frickin' giant. You
On
get
my-
a pet giant. We break in. We kill the Oni King. We save your little sister. We're all good, right?
And what's to stop you using the giant against us?
If
We're too
I,
lazy and we don't care.
if it's you who does the inscription, you control it. I'm merely telling you the inscriptions you need.
Also, I'm going to be honest, I quite like you. Izami's been very amicable so far. You've been a bit cranky, but you've been alright as well, to be honest.
But the point probably turned to Lou and just say, do we even need a giant? I mean, we've got the Hydras.
We do have 2 Hydras, if that'll help.
So, loudly enough so that they can hear us.
Yeah, we do have 2 Hydras, if that'll help.
Assassin's like, and also you're like the first people who haven't tried to eat me so far that I've met outside of the camp. So like, you're alright.
That's a plus.
I believe we need more allies in this plane than as well.
Like we'd ever ally with Noids.
Why not?
Maybe if we just stop thinking of them as Noids. They don't really meet the criteria of everyone else we've come across. Well, maybe that one does, kind of just nodding to Abigail, who's just kind of standing confused, looking up at the giant, just slowly shuffling over to Alvina.
Just hiding behind Alvina.
Alvina, is this really wise? They're giant kin.
Yeah,
They're just gonna eat us when our back is turned.
Why would they do that?
Well, because that's how they gain our powers.
If they...
I don't think, I'm going to be honest, I don't think they're particularly interested in our powers. I think they just wanted to get the little sister back. And as the eldest of 17 little sisters, I get it.
I believe having 3 giant people as allies would be more beneficial for you as well.
Maybe I know that the Oni King does control the Western Pass. The rebellion pays tithes to him in order to kind of get caravans past occasionally.
See, it'll even save you tax money.
Yes.
This is pure benefit.
Do you not
Also,
agree with
do
that,
not like it.
Professor?
Also,
I do not like it.
I
As
like.
Abigail has said, they could turn on us at any moment, and it is how they gain their power, by consuming Noid souls.
You just hear Drax kind of
However-
calling out.
However,
Oh, by the way, that's how I gain my power too.
Yes.
I have crossed my mind to eat Zormir at one point.
yes,
I
it's
feel
fine.
like-
It's crossed all our minds to consume Zormir at some point.
He does
I'm
look
not-
pretty tasty.
You're not
I'm
wrong.
with you at that. I'm with you on that.
We've had
So
some
we're
very,
all
very.
agreed.
Why do you
Yeah.
think I
We're
sleep in
all
my
agreed.
armor?
Yes.
We're all agreed. We will consume Zormir at some point. It will
Look,
be a feast.
Look,
But
I
let us
only,
get back to the issue at hand.
I only bit you once.
Just speak
Zomir.
simultaneously. It's easier.
Yeah, I only
Mm.
bit you once, though, Mayor.
For the notes,
the Professor
one,
waffles.
the
That's a
professor
check mark.
doesn't like anything. Like, it's well known that the professor has never liked anything in their life, and they're not going to start liking anything now, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
So when they don't like something, that's just kind of a standard, and we should kind of ignore that point.
Hey.
Second of all,
don't throw facts at me as if they're insults, you little shit.
look,
It's a
Thanks.
great line. 10 out of 10
Thank
for
you.
that one, James. 10 out of 10 for
Thank
that
you.
one.
Thank you. I've waited 4 sessions to pull that out.
I really like that.
So we should ignore that point. That one's just standard. No debate needed. Second of all, there's someone in trouble and we should help them. Third of all, and most important, I think it's going to be really, really cool.
Yep. Also,
It's
by
certainly. Sorry, on you
sorry.
go.
By the way, question: Oni King, he's got treasure, right?
The
Oh
professor.
God.
The Oni King. The Oni King has amassed such a wealth that they have a trove. They sit upon a pile of gold. Their living Arcanite weapons whizzing around their head.
You're boasting a lot about a guy you hate.
Albina's grin is becoming bigger and bigger
Oh
on
God.
her face, and she just claps her hands together with like a shockwave. It's like,
Well, the Blue Khan has been loyal subservience to the Oni King for nigh on 4 generations. However, this latest Oni King has become more tyrannical than past leaders. And it was decided that the Mage clan, the Blue clan, didn't like how heavy a taxation he applied. Of course, the Oni King didn't like this either and took our little sister prisoner to make sure that we would obey. We've decided to do something about that.
That makes sense. That guy sucks. You want us to kill him for you? We'll kill him for you. He sucks.
We don't need your help!
But well, you don't need it. But like, wouldn't it not hurt to have it?
also,
Like,
That would be
honorable.
dishonorable.
I think.
I mean, yeah, but also isn't like regicide dishonorable? Like, we're willing to do the dishonor for you, so you don't have to be dishonorable. No blood on your hands. You get me?
That would be even more dishonorable. If I am going to regicide, it will be by my hands, and not through the hands of pests
Wow, you're really prideful.
and livestock.
I think. I think you've just said the magic words to Alvina, and she's already decided she's going to murder the Oni King.
That was 10 minutes ago.
I know, but
What if we just murdered the underlings?
Please.
Would that be okay?
The Oni King is guarded by some of the most elite of the Red Clan, and a few of the more bootlicker of the Blue Clan.
Have you seen that guy that walks about with the big purple sword, the big crystal one, and everyone tells you to run away from him?
The Purple Knight.
Yeah.
The Amethyst Knight, yeah.
If you look on Alvina's
Our dear
back,
friend
sword.
Alvina here
that's his sword.
Yeah.
rammed his helmet down his throat.
Assassin is correct. That is their sword.
I wanted to make like a landmark horrible enemy and be like, yeah, she has his weapon now, so yeah.
You encountered the Purple Knight and you survived?
Oh yeah, Alvina made him eat his own helmet, like literally.
Yeah, I taught him something as well.
Horrifying.
Brother, how clearly they're not normal noids.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion because my camera was recording it. I'm gonna cast minor illusion as like a still frame slideshow of what happened. Alvira sort of standing, pointing, gesticulating, force feeding. Helmet,
Also,
as mentioned.
somehow in every single photo, Assassin is photobombing in different places.
You're basically a Smeargle in Pokemon Go at this point in my inbuilt camera, and it's like I can't get rid of any of my pictures without getting rid of them all because you're in all of them.
We seem to have lost Bane, but also, just being like, oh yeah, no, I'm a horrible little squid man. What makes you think we're normal?
Let us ask what happens after we kill this king? Would you replace them? Would there be a free government? Would you ally with the Noid rebels. This is all I have concern for. If you wish to kill your king, this is an internal struggle. We would assist if they are tyrannical. It is what we would do. It is what any good person would do.
Dude, put morality into this. That's gross.
For those with higher passive perceptions, you just see giant hydra geckos just climbing along the upper walls of the cavern.
Yeah. But what happens after is up to you and what I am more concerned with. If you would work with us after the fact, and I look at Check's notes, Izami, who seems to be the more agreeable and level-headed of the two of them, then we would certainly sit down at discussion. We are all, at the end of the day, against the what was the name of the Republic? I'll just say the Republic. We are all, at the end of the day, against the Republic.
Yet to be said, but I'm willing to.
Most of us are against the Republic.
And also, like, Drax is up there. Technically, he's not with the Republic, but also, like, he's not with the Republic, you know?
It is true. I am loosely affiliated, and I am technically a member,
Like, if
but
they
I'm
pay,
also,
right? Like,
I'm
if
an
they pay.
independent agent.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
At this as well, I'm going to show off my clearly Oni-inspired tattoo and hope that sort of is like an insignia of, yes, I understand. And then in Giant, I'm going to say, we can all work together.
That's Onicraft?
And then I nod. We can all work together. In Giant again.
Akuma, they make a valid point. Maybe we haven't really discussed what we'd do afterwards. We just assumed we'd flee somewhere.
A plan is good.
You want to flee to them? To live among livestock?
I'd say we put Azuma in charge. She looks
Farmers
competent.
Farmers live among livestock. They are happy.
That's the dynamic we're going for here.
I
Would you
resent
wish
being
to
called
be
live-
happy?
I resent being called livestock all this time.
I do not care about your resentments.
Maybe there are other Oni. We heard the rumors, and if what this little tin person says is true, there are Oni among the rebellion. They've made a life of their own. Maybe we could join them. Maybe we could be affiliated with them, at least loosely enough to carve out our own place. You don't have to be in the same room with them all the time. I'll handle coordination if it's that much of an issue for you. Oh, so you want to be a stock herder now, a farmer? I don't think we'd eat them, brother. What?
If I may, you may not end up happy all of the time, but you can at least find peace.
We'll deal with that when it comes to it. By God, we'll probably all die anyway.
Die to what? Exactly.
To the Oni King and his elite guard.
Okay, well, let's...
I still don't think you guys can beat him. Yes, did you defeat the Purple Knight?
We made him
teleported
flee.
away. Yeah.
Exactly. And we'll be tackling the Oni King in his own lair.
We humiliated or more specifically, our dear friend Alvina humiliated him and he flee. And we've also defeated some rather nasty big worms.
How about this, as a compromise? Tell us all you know of the Oni King, then we will complete the experiment, and then we will go kill this Oni King, if all is agreeable. After that, we will negotiate. Does that sound agreeable?
You needed. Like, they're tyrannical, they're keeping
No,
the
but we
sister
need-
hostage. The longer we wait means the more likely they are to retaliate or some shit.
We need to know their weakness. How to
Like-
get
We'll tell you everything we know, but we are not privy to the more elaborate defenses. The
How about
Reds
the
handle
strike?
defense.
Then perhaps we, as Noids, who think outside the box, will be able to think of another solution.
Yes, stop your rambling. We've already had to agree to this.
I can write a contract. I'm pretty good at those.
The least contact and least communication we have, the better.
But, like, seriously, if you think people are going to betray you or vice versa, we can write a binding contract.
Can we just get to animating our weapon?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Good.
Let's
Thank
do it.
God.
Crank that
Thanks.
sucker.
What would I say? What would be my thanks, God?
Thank the wells of knowledge.
Thank the words of knowledge.
Or yay gold, maybe.
What? No, they value knowledge,
Yeah,
not
I
money.
don't care about gold.
Very shiny.
Huzzah libraries.
All right. So we just need to place the orb in the head, and I will. Do you have any arcane ink?
I'm back. My stream's not back yet, but I'm back.
I do.
Okay. You've got
So,
arcane.
welcome back.
Arcane out.
So I assume I've got one of my infusions in tattoos.
You would have a little bit, but I would. Technically, it's an uncommon item. Yeah, I'm gonna say the artificers at least keep like one pot on them.
Yeah, so probably not enough for a full coat for giant, but some.
Would you? Do you need a particular kind of arcanite?
Technically, no. It just depends on the effect you're going for. Gold Arcanite allows the tattoos to react on their own. We don't have any other Arcanite.
I could if we
Would
don't
the
mind
forger-
diluting. Oh, I was about to say, if you don't mind diluting it a bit, I can at least put up a bit of a difference.
Would the forgery kit have arcane inks in it?
Question.
No, that is beyond what the forgers normally do. They can supplement it with a little bit of artificery, but then you'd be an artificer ink monger.
That's just because it says inks. It's
Yeah.
You would have the ink part of it. It would need.
not arcane inks.
Yeah.
To be fair, you could combine your ink with the Arcanite red powder to create a one pot of red Arcanite powder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We have enough to make like a supplement with the red.
I'm happy doing that.
Yeah, I've got some. It might not work 100%.
But I guess I'm going to teach a cow new lessons.
Yeah.
What was your name, Metal Man? The larger one, not the small, puny one.
Dr. Zormir.
Strange. Dr. Zormir, will you follow me then and bring your ink and Arcanite with you?
I've probably shrunk down by now. Because
Yeah.
it's a minute further.
You're still big. You're still pretty big. Okay, so mate, here you go. This should help.
Yeah.
And I'm literally gonna just
Pass the ink over as well.
I'm just gonna give you a bag and just go 1 mealful, 2 mealfuls, 3 meals, and just do it for the full 10.
Okay.
Fair. Just get a little lump of gold Arcanite powder.
I will use my right tool for the job to mix this two together.
You get 10 full meals worth of red arcanite dust.
You'd actually need some sophisticated alchemy equipment to properly imbue the magic. It's not a simple case of just mixing it as with all Arcanite. And while your tool can do any tool for the job, it doesn't do equipment.
No.
So unfortunately, it doesn't recreate an entire alchemy lab.
Okay.
Like a pestle and mortar or something like that, but not the rest of it.
Yeah, you need like alchemy expensive equipment to do this. You could get like a small tool for your tool thing, but it's not quite that powerful.
Would they not have things that would do?
Does anyone have an alchemy kit?
Well, if you'd follow me,
I'm following them.
Yeah, I've just
With
handed
powder in my hand and the ink. Yeah, they've given me some red Arcanite dust and some ink.
A sack of red arcanite dust probably is quite a lot.
I believe we can mix
I
this.
suppose you'll want to lift up so you can see this console.
Yes, I've shrunk down because I can't. Unless I wait 2 seconds.
Yeah, he leans down and
point will
places
just be
his palm.
lurking.
All right, get on, whoever wants to see.
I'm just going to use another what spell slot to
I'm going to check if levitate is still active on me, so I can just Hover up.
I'll be able to do it, and she'll just jump.
I've grew myself to large and
even large yourself.
enlarged myself again, and this will work a bit better. I only have a minute.
I'm just going to assume the professor wants to come lurk over this too. No, who knows? Professor doesn't want to come lurk over it.
Yeah.
So the point will be a polite distance back,
I'll be in a
but
rocket.
just with his tattoo kit out.
I'll be in a rocket 21 feet into the air and lands on the table.
As even Abigail's like, wait, no. You gotta stick away from the giants. You can't trust a giant. Susie, get down here. Just see Susie. Bane, you weren't here when it happened. The Hydras are just crawling along the upper parts of the cavern ceiling now.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware.
Okay.
Nobody was there to mind them, so they've just gone off on their own.
They just wandered over here.
He was still just finding a treasure trove of stuff.
I kind of like the idea of
we're just
watching the
wrapping up now.
Hydra scuttle across the roof and then seeing like "fuck you" scuttle behind them. Like that's the only shot we've gotten of "fuck you" so far.
Just sculling across the ground, just like looting like a little goblin.
But anyway, to wrap up this scene, so you guys can effectively have a short rest after this if you want.
Oh yes.
And also, if you want to, we'll do the cutscene and Rising of the Giant next week if you want. As they lift you up, you can see that the sarcophagus-like creation of this large thing made of this very sleek, unknown metal. This almost kind of looks like almost steel, but with a slightly stranger, more engraved sci-fi kind of look. And there even seems to be little kind of gleams of arcanite kind of sparkling here and there. The same kind of gleam of arcanite, but not crystalline like you're used to. And as they kind of lift you up, you can see the giant Akuma kind of waves his hand over the center of it, and kind of a little slot opens up in the center, and rising out of it is this arcane screen that those who are more in the more civilized society would be aware of the kind of arcane screen technology, kind of potentially be a TV, but this one looks to be incredibly complex and more sophisticated, as arcane glyphs just spread across the screen, and in a short duration you can see it kind of settle on this almost interface with strange iconography that you're unable to read. They definitely seem to be rooted in the base arcane symbols that you use in Arcana, but they look to be a little bit more complex, and you can see multiple arcane glyphs kind of overlapping or intermingled to make these more complex characters. But Akuma seems to he seems to hesitate when touching them. Not like he's incredibly proficient, but at least kind of he has to spend a moment studying them before he kind of clicks on one. And as he does so, you see him click on 3 in particular, which you will be able to remember for a history check if you want later. And 2 slots to either side of the panel kind of open up, revealing a little alcove. Probably like the size of, maybe just slightly smaller than a giant's fist.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Size of a football.
Yeah, maybe a little bit larger than that. It would be about the size, just slightly bigger than the size of a football.
Mm.
All right. In case your pea-brain livestock mind don't know what this is an arc table.
Ooh. You are
I'll be having that.
You are currently muted, but
Place the ink in the left slot and the dust in the right slot.
Very well. I'm guessing it's a more arcane method of using different proficiencies and tools, or an alchemy lab?
Akuma kind of looks at the device and looks at you. Yes.
I've used that tone of voice before.
He presses a central.
I meant citing him to see if he
doesn't actually know how this thing works. Akuma has learned how to use it, but doesn't seem to comprehend it.
Very well.
But you yourself, kind of looking at this, there is a kind of arachnid architectural pattern to it. And there is arcane glyphs kind of webbed around the base of it. It is very strange. You've never actually seen anything like this in your travels. It essentially looks like an arcane spider table. As Akuma presses another button, and you can almost feel a soft purring buzz from the machine from inside the large kind of bulk of it. And 6 seconds later, you hear this little arcane ding sound out as a panel in the center of the table, just in front of the screen, opens and reveals a little rising table with a very beautiful crystal glass, almost like you'd get like bourbon in bottle, with this intricate kind of crystalline pattern to it, with a black ink strewn with red arcanite, so that it says black and white, black and red ink inside of it, gleaming with arcane particles.
It's a decanter of arcane.
It is a decanter of red arcane ink.
I'm sure this will work for the job.
But with that, if you guys would like to take effectively a short rest to do the inking, because this will take a while, and preparing the giant, that is where we're going to end for the night. You guys having effectively made some form of tentative alliance with the Oni twins, Akuma and Izami.
Oh, they're twins. I didn't. Oh,
He didn't.
okay.
I figured that.
Oh.
To be fair, they're
very
just siblings.
No, actually,
You don't know they're twins yet,
I
and
love
it's
how
also
people
not really
are
that
rolling
relevant.
Dice. I've taken no damage.
I've
Because
taken
I
a
Prince
lot
of-
of damage.
Yeah, I Prince of Persia did it to get.
But
here, and
while
I've
you
taken no
prepare
damage.
effectively a ritual to create some form of potentially void empowered stone giant golem.
I'm recording the whole thing, by the way, on my headpiece.
That's fair. You guys also gain the benefits of a short rest while you prepare all this, and that is us for the night.
For the
good
note,
session.
if detect thoughts ends, I can basically use detect thoughts to suck up all the encode thoughts into my brain, and that's pretty much where the spell ends. So like that's done then. So no more silver, but that's fine.
There we go. I am
Nice.
exactly healed up after using all that many health.
Do you train yourself? Because you can read surface thoughts. Do you train yourself on the professor at all? With
No,
detect
I have
thoughts?
no need to.
Okay, well, I was just wondering.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we all
like,
know those
you don't
thoughts are
have
empty.
any knowledge I want. And
right,
that's
yeah,
just in,
That's
like,
fair. It's entirely fair. I was just wondering.
I imagine you just train yourself on Alvina's thoughts to just see essentially like what's on TV today.
But also
Well,
finish. Zormir, while you're there, you also catch Akuma occasionally kind of glancing to the side to what appears to be some form of platinum tablet that he's kind of keeping hidden under his armor. That he occasionally kind of looks at and kind of reads through before kind of returning to the screen.
This cheat sheet.
He seems to have some sort of almost similar to the kind of strange steel-like metal off the table, a little sleet of a little sheet of steel metal inscribed, and you can actually see on the corners of the essentially paper metal is a small droplet, a little shard of platinum arcanite in each corner.
He has an iPad.
Slightly thinner than arcanite because it's a very thin sheet of metal.
Oh, like really thin. Okay.
Well, maybe like a finger's width.
Oh, it's basically an iPad for a giant.
It's one of the slimline ones.
But yeah, there you go. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. That is episode 14. Akuma and Izami.
Izami.
Tune in next week to find out if what fuck you's been up to, just stealing all the shit in the back here, and if the party successfully raise a void empowered stone giant.
with Fire Arcanite.
With Fire Arcanite.
That's what I was like. I don't know if this is gonna work, but it'll be funny.
Gonna have to modify the stat block to include some red Arcanite powers.
Hell yeah. But yeah, see you, audience. Sorry that my stream disconnected partway through, but you'll get I'll figure out how to make this.
Oh god, did that happen? Oof.
Yeah,
My
that's
internet
when
went down
dropped.
completely.
Could I before we finish off, just a bit of bookkeeping? Could I chat to Izami? Could I be doing that while I assume Akuma and the Professor and the Point and all are doing the hammering of stuff and the arcane research? Can I just be observing her and the Stone Giant purely from my own, so I can absorb information and knowledge and use it for my own benefit?
She seems uncomfortable around you.
Alvina would have after the immediate making
as if
stuff.
A talking sheep had just shown up and started talking to them.
Okay, that's fair. Well, I'll chat to her next time.
Alvina would have gone back over to his army after they started doing actually intelligent required stuff.
Fair.
Actually, no.
Yes, we can do all that. We can do a little short rest scene at the beginning of next week. Yeah, there we go.
Huzzah! Good session.
Everyone say bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm just amazed it didn't descend into full-on combat.
I had so many Oni mage stuff to do, and you never triggered any of it.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry, we'll get to it.
I essentially sleep